What's that song? I'm so excited. You know that one? That one. I am really, really, really excited today. We've got such a fantastic, fantastic show lined up for you. Not only have we got the one and only Tula Pink in the studio, we've got Lucy Brennan here as well. But do you know what's going to happen today? I'm going to announce today's daily winner. I'm going to announce the weekly winner who wins that bundle worth £700. And I'm going to announce the winner of our block competition, you know, the one you've been voting for all week. And all of that will happen at 11 o'clock. But would you like to look at today's menu? Here it is, here it is, here it is. Tula Pink live on Sewing Quarter today. She's here at 8 o'clock, her debut show. 9 o'clock, we've got the Travelling Bloom Quilt with Lucy. 10 o'clock, we've got more Tula Pink. And then 11 o'clock, we've got Lucy's Sewing Planner, of which she's used some of Tula's fabric to make the one she's made already. Now, Tula has said quite happily that she will answer any of your questions. And you know the best way to get the questions in, any messages in you've got for us. It doesn't have to be a question. If you just want to say how much you love her, then you can web chat. That's the best way. So go to the website, www.sewingquarter.com. You scroll halfway down the page. Oh, no, you watch today's show, obviously click in there. Now, you do need to be logged in to do that, but you don't have to pay for that. What you do, scroll down the page there. You see message to the studio. You can write a message to me or to Tula or to Lucy in there, but you need to keep it to 140 letters. Yay, says Producer Hannah. Producer Hannah's all come dressed up. I wonder why. I wonder why Hannah's all dressed up for today. Anyway, you keep your message short and sweet there, and then you send it through to Producer Hannah, and she will send it through to us on the floor. While we're on the website, you see where it says Projects Today Show? You look, oh, they're already appearing. They're already appearing to... You're going to be in seventh heaven when you see all of those. Anyway, there you can click on them, pop them in your basket. Also, while we're doing a live auction, you see the right-hand side there, you can add it to your basket. We have this fantastic deal where you can check out as many times as you like during the day, and it's only 1p&p of £2.95 for the whole day. No matter how many times you check out, no matter how much you buy, it's all for £2.95. And now, you can also send pictures. If you've made anything out of Tula's fabric, you can send us pictures, or you can send us longer messages, studio@sewingquarter.com, studio@sewingquarter.com. Right, that's it. I've got nothing else to tell you this morning. Oh, yes, I thought they threw me then too, because I thought, do you know what? I've got something else. I've forgotten something. We are not worthy. We're so excited that you're here. Oh, my God. Oh. I can't tell you. I've Tula'd out on YouTube. Everybody, this is the one and only Tula Pink. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You've had quite a week of it this week, haven't you?
Yeah. We've been a lot of places.
And are you staying or are you going? What are you doing next?
Go home tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'll have a lot of sewing time on the airplane for all day.
Have you got it already stashed in your little bag?
Oh, yeah, it's all ready to go.
How fantastic.
Yes.
Now, as I say, you can get any questions in, any comments. You're quite happy to answer any questions,
Yeah,
aren't you?
anything.
Now, everybody knows who Tula Pink is, but maybe you just tuned in for the first time. Maybe you're an alien, you've just landed for the first time. Or a lot of people we have a lot of people who do sewing, but not, dressmaking, but not quilting. And a lot of them say, oh, I'm loving the quilting, loving the fabrics. That's what today's all about, isn't it? So, where do we start? How did you become who you are today?
Oh, goodness.
In 2 sentences.
In 2 sentences, I make up a lot of stories, and I know how to draw.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. So how did it start? Like, are your family creative people?
Creative in their own ways. I think I'm the only one who expresses that in color and pattern, but I love to make up stories. I love to draw, and I'm a first-generation quilter.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, because if they're not, how did you even start sewing then? If your family they're creative in their own way, but they're not sewing people, they're not quilters, are they?
Right,
your family?
no.
How did you even start knowing that you wanted to sew something?
I didn't. It was totally a fluke. So my grandma, when I was 12 years old, gave me a sewing machine.
Okay.
Just to see what I would do with it. Because no one in my family sewed.
Okay.
And I took that sewing machine. I was like, great, I'm going to sew something. So I proceeded to cut sort of pillow-shaped holes in all of my mom's Ralph Lauren drapes.
Okay, so that was...
I even deconstructed one of her... deconstructed, I think is the word, one of her dining room chairs, and made her a lovely gift of a pillow.
So you took the dining room chair to pieces.
Yeah, took it to pieces.
Made a pillow.
Made a pillow and gave it to my mom as a gift, and she was not nearly as excited as I wanted her to be.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that she didn't love it as much as I thought she would. But so from there, she was like, okay, we need to get her to a fabric store stat, like ASAP. So we just looked in the phone book for a fabric store, and it just happened to be a quilt shop.
Okay.
So if it had been a dressmaker's fabric store or a home decor fabric store, anything like that, I don't know that I would be here doing this.
No, exactly.
Walking into a real quilt shop is like walking into a life-size box of crayons.
Oh.
I was smitten from the get. So I was just, and I just never stopped doing it. It's the one hobby sort of craft type thing that in all these years I've never let go of. So, yeah, and now my whole family...
So that was a 12-year-old girl going to the shop and everything like
Yeah.
that. Then did you think, right, this is it, I've got to go to college, university to learn all about this?
No, it was always a hobby.
Oh.
It was always a hobby. I actually worked in the music industry for several
okay.
years.
Oh.
So I went to university, got a bachelor's degree in graphic design and commercial illustration, actually with the intention of being a children's book illustrator.
Oh, you can still do that, though?
Oh, it's really hard.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, so what I discovered is that there's actually like 10 children's book illustrators in the world that do most of the business, and like 8 of them are dead.
Good.
So, and still working somehow.
Yeah.
So, so there was really flooded the field. So I decided to go into the lucrative world of
But
patchwork.
did you know when you first started that it was going to be a lucrative, you know what I mean? You
No.
Did you just do it because you just loved it?
I just did it because I loved it.
And as a child, did you sit and draw? Because that's where it all comes from for you,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
It all comes from
It's
drawing.
the drawing.
Absolutely.
It's not taking pictures. It's the actual physical, old-fashioned pencil
Yeah,
and a piece of
old-fashioned
paper and
pencil.
everything.
Well, I taught myself how, so just to back it up a little bit. So I was quilting, but at the time, there wasn't anything on the market that really satisfied my aesthetic sensibilities. Everything was really traditional. And so I would take those traditional fabrics, I would bleach them out, over dye them, screen print on top of them, trying to make something that was more like what I wanted to work with, right? And so that's really trying. Like, you can't just go to a fabric store, buy fabric and make a quilt.
Yes.
And then Kay Fawcett, the fabric designer, and Amy Butler
Oh, yes. Yeah, we love Amy
started
Butler.
designing fabric. And that was the first time I actually realized that a person designed the fabric.
Okay.
You know, it's just kind of
Where
there.
do you think it came from, then?
Well, you just didn't think about it. It was all reproduction. So it was all these old Civil
so
War
somebody's
era
taken
stuff.
an old...
Yeah,
and
it was a lot of reproduction. So as soon as I realized that somebody actually designed fabric, I had just never thought about it before. And I was like, wait, what? That's a job? Mm-hmm. Like, that's a job that a person can have? I want that job. So I went to the library and checked out a book on William Morris.
Of course,
the fabric
yes,
designer.
we love William Morris.
Right. And just started studying his drawings, and that's how I taught myself how to design repeats, was from
yes, because
William Morris.
there are definite repeats on his, aren't
Yeah,
there?
and he had, in a lot of the books about William Morris, there's lots of his sketches and partially colored things, so you can really dissect it and see sort of how he did it.
Yes.
And so that's how I taught myself how to design fabric. So there is a significant amount of William Morris influence.
But it's like it's William Morris, but it's not. I love William Morris, but it's of an age, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It is,
so if you want
it is.
that, but yours, you can see the influence of William Morris, but it's completely and utterly
it's totally different.
Contemporary, isn't it?
Yeah,
yours?
yeah, it's much different. But I definitely, when I'm in a rut, I always look to William Morris. I mean, he was the master of the repeat.
I don't suppose you've had time. There's a wonderful museum now. Where is it? In North London, that has all original William Morris.
Well, I've been to the Victoria and Albert Museum.
Of course, yes.
So and they have a lot of
the
his
house
work.
that he used to live in on a country estate and everything. And you would be.
Yeah, I would love that.
You'd be trying to take everything home with you, totally.
Yeah, I'm sneaky. I could.
Let's talk about this. I mean, we have all of your. We've got lots and lots and lots of your. Oh, the other thing I can't believe. 25th collection.
Yeah.
You're only about 25.
Yeah. I mean, 25th collection's a big deal. So, like, fabric designers, we measure our age in years, sort of like dog years, right?
Okay.
So,
So you're 110 really.
we measure our age in fabric collections.
Oh, so you're 25?
So I'm 25. I know, I look good for 25.
You look fantastic. But what we love is I don't know where to start because we love all of it. We love the colours you choose. We love the drawings you do. We love the way you mix things that most people wouldn't think, oh, I'm going to put a rat on this.
Right,
Because you've got your dead critter from another one. You have dead critters.
Yeah,
And you're like, who put a dead rat on there? And yet it works so beautifully.
Sometimes.
How did this collection come about? This is the All-Stars, collection.
So this is All-Stars. So when I was ready to put out my 25th collection, I didn't actually realize at first it was my 25th. So I designed something completely different.
Right.
Had it all done, ready to go to the mill, ready to be printed. And then I realized it was my 25th, and I was like, I really need to do something special because this is a milestone,
Of course.
Fabric design is a sudden death industry, and meaning that if a line doesn't go well, you're pretty much done. So,
yes.
so to get to 25 is actually quite a big deal to me. So what I did is we actually ran data across all of my social media, my emails, all of my internet mentions to find the 6 most coveted pieces in my 24 collection.
Yes.
So there is a rather high resale market for my older pieces. That's a little,
we know
that's a little bit crazy. And so this was sort of my gift back to people who have been with me for the past 24 collections to say, here's another shot at those pieces that you love so much in new outfits.
So what we have here is we have everything from the All-Star collection. Now you can buy all of these by the half meter, or if you want to buy half a meter of everything, which will give you 21 meters. I've got a limited amount of these bundles. So if you want to buy half a metre of everything that you see on the table, £312.99. Now, obviously, you can buy by the half metre. We've got other bundles coming up later. But because we know how much you love your mega bundles, we know how much you love too. So rather than ringing up going, have half metre of this, half metre of this, you can just get a whole mega bundle. We'll go through the fabrics now because they are just exquisite. I mean, I love the simplicity of the pom-poms, aren't they? I love the simplicity of polka dots.
Yeah.
The colour ranges in there are just exquisite. Now, before I start lifting the fabrics up and wafting them, so we knew that it has to do something special. You've gone from your favourite things. How did you then choose which colours? Did we tell you what colours we like the best as well?
No, so what I did is I took those 6 pieces and then really gave them what I call new outfits, right? New color palettes. So I wanted to recolor them from scratch because some of the color palettes of the original designs are 12 years old. It's not really relevant anymore. So
you say they're not. I think.
So I recolored them all in new colors.
Okay. Now, also I've noticed that some of them are bigger. Like we've had the owl fabric. We've seen the owl before, but the owl are not on the fabric we had. The owl was like that big.
This is the original owl.
Oh, that was the original size.
So this owl is actually the very first fabric I ever designed.
Oh, that's
in my whole life.
Okay.
So that one is special.
Okay.
That's the thing that changed my life, right? This owl.
Okay, let's bring the owl to the middle then.
Yeah, so this owl is the thing that changed my life.
Oh, okay. This is it then. This is the one that put you on the map then.
Yes.
This to me, this is on one of your. You can go to YouTube, don't do it now. You can go to YouTube and see all about Tula's house, Tula's inspiration, everything like that. But you said this room is like the inside of your brain. This fabric is like the inside of my brain. It's just incredible.
Well, the inside of my brain would like the inside of your brain.
Yes, and maybe.
Yeah. So this is the owl that I first designed, and this was when I first started doing what I've become known for, which is hiding animals in patterns. So that's kind of my jam. So I started my very first fabric line by just drawing what I thought a fabric line was supposed to be, right? So I had my floral and my paisley and my stripe and, all the
tradition.
Right.
Tradition, isn't it? That's what traditional quilters do.
Yeah, that's what traditional quilters do. And then it's kind of like, when you're looking at the clouds and you're like, oh, look, it's like a teddy bear hugging a pineapple, eating a cracker. You can see...
you've turned into your mother.
Yeah.
Right, Cat.
Yes,
isn't it?
Cat.
She's like, she's not going to come on today, but she reminds me of a Hollywood star.
Yeah,
I worked in Hollywood for several years.
She thinks she's a Hollywood
does she?
star. Oh, yeah.
She's walked it, you know, like with the wrap and the, you know, she's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, but she's so really, like, I think she's like a Hollywood star. She's gorgeous, but she has a lot of influence in your life, doesn't she?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you have to do what your mom says. You have no choice.
Well, yes. Well, especially if it's your... Right,
Yes.
this is the owl, right? I've shown you the 3 different colourways here. We've seen the... Now, is this... What colourway is this? Is that peony, that one?
Yes,
that's
this
peony.
one's peony. Oh, my gosh, you're going to test me.
I am indeed.
Petunia, maybe?
Petunia is that one?
Maybe, possibly.
Yes,
I don't
that's
remember.
Petunia, because this one... Oh, you want to see Petunia first? Let's waft Petunia then. Sorry.
Waft
because
it.
I'm famous for my wafting. We've had so many messages.
I can tell you're very practiced at wafting. Yeah.
So many messages saying, welcome, Tula, welcome to it. So Christine said, an absolute true artist. She humbled to see you on her telly and everything like that. Really
I mean, you can
lovely.
keep that kind of stuff coming all day.
Yeah, okay, it will do.
Yeah,
Don't
I'll
you
take
worry.
it.
It will. That is just exquisite. So now, when you're so for this example, you'll have drawn that by hand.
Yes.
Then what's the next stage? How do you choose the colours, or what else goes on around it?
I don't do color until the very end. So when I'm designing, I will design the full collection in black and white and gray.
Oh, interesting.
I don't do the color until the very end, because if I am working the whole time on this and I'm building it in blue and green, I will not be able to see it in any other color. Every time I try to change the colors, it'll look wrong, because I'm so used to this.
Now, do a lot of fabric designers do that, or is that unique sort of thing to you?
As far as I know, it's relatively unique to me, but I'm not really sure.
Okay, no.
But so I'll do that, and then I do the colors at the very end. I spend about 4 to 6 weeks drawing the fabric, and I spend about 4 weeks doing color. So color is crucial.
Yes. This one's called Forget Me Not, by the way. This one's called Forget Me Not, this one. But do you actually sit and draw every little bit of that, or do you then put it onto a computer screen and move it around on the computer screen?
I do all of the repeat engineering and everything in pencil on paper.
Oh, wow.
Everything with tracing paper.
Yes.
So I just fold it, see how it, so for this owl, I would just draw half of it. Just half of the owl, because I know it's going to be symmetrical.
Oh, okay. That's how your mum, and one of your ranges, your mum got I was watching it. It's like she's drawn this incredible, because I'm inspired by everything Indian and things like that. And when you've got that wall in your room with all the painted elephants and everything like that. And the mother walks in, Cat walks in and goes, oh, that's a nice monkey. And your face is like, it's an elephant, mother.
Yes. Oh, I was so angry.
But it was just half an elephant, so maybe that's what confused. She still thinks it's a monkey to this day.
She still thinks it's a monkey, yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, so sorry. So you draw it all out on tracing paper. You fold it in the half.
Yeah.
Like
so on this one, because it's symmetrical, I would fold it in half. So I call it economy of drawing. I'm only drawing as much as I have to create the whole repeat.
Yeah.
So I would draw half of this owl, figure out how it's going to fit into the next owl. I do all of that on paper. And then I would scan that drawing into my computer, redraw it in Adobe Illustrator, and I just trace my pencil lines exactly. By the time it gets to the computer, it is finalized.
Oh, okay. So any changes or anything are done with an eraser?
Always happen on paper, yes.
Oh, that's lovely. So that means every single one of your fabrics, it's not like you've gone, do me an owl one, and someone else, you've done every single line, every single cross on there has been done by one of your pencils.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Isn't it beautiful? I love this. This is the, what colour is that one? That's the peony. That's the peony. There's so many different gorgeous colours going on. Right, now, let's move on. Let's move on from an owl. So what would you like to look at next?
Oh, goodness. Well, this one is probably the most William Morris inspired.
Exactly.
So this is going to have a lot more of that sort of original inspiration. And this was from my 5th fabric line called Plume, originally.
Okay. What kind of bird's that, then?
It's sort of a fake lyrebird. Only my lyrebird can fly. A real one can't.
Yes.
It's sort of a hybrid of... it sort of has the tail of... I mean, it's fabric. I can make it up. So
of course.
I just take the best parts of the animals and put them all together.
Okay, next question. So I'm throwing so many questions at you.
Yeah, bring them on.
You don't like to draw like pets normally, do you? Like domestic pets?
No, I don't. I've broken that rule recently, but usually my rule is no domestic pets.
Yes, the domestic pet you did recently was a dog with a pipe and a Christmas jumper on, wasn't it?
Right,
So
yes.
Not many people's pets look like that, do they?
It was my dog, actually,
Oh, okay.
but yes. And the reason for that is that I find when you're drawing a bird, nobody has any emotional attachment to a specific bird.
Oh, you've not met... never, ever, ever do a budgie. Right?
Oh,
Producer
okay.
Hannah loves budgies.
I don't even know what a budgie is. So.
Budgerigar? No?
No, I don't know.
Oh, that'll be the next colour. That you have to... Your colours, you will love... We'll get your picture in the break.
Okay, you'll get me a picture.
Anyway, so you don't have attachment with a fake lyre
Well,
bird.
like, you can't really tell, like, oh, that's... Well, so what happens is, if I draw, like, a dog, let's say, if I did a line of dogs...
Yes.
People would be... And it was golden retrievers, let's
Yes.
say, because that's what I have.
Yeah.
They would be like... Oh, I love dogs. And if you did a German Shepherd, I would have bought it because that's what I have.
Oh,
So
okay.
people get too specific about their dog.
Yep.
So I tend to stay away from domestic pets. And if I do a domestic pet, I really change it. So I did a cat line called Tabby Road. That was all cats, but all the cats were polka dot and striped.
Yes, I saw, yes.
So I took it away from the cat a little bit just to make it not specific.
Except I go to San Diego for my holidays
Yeah.
every year, and we were in one of the shops, Fashion Valley or whatever it's called, and there was a lady who had a poodle, and I don't agree with this, by the way, but she used to dye her poodle to match the outfit that she wore, and she was adamant that it was vegetable dye and it was fine for the dog and
Right.
everything. So we'd see her in the mall one day with like a purple and white
Right.
outfit on, and the dog would be the same colour. And then you saw a few days later and she was all in peach and the dog was completely peach and things like that.
Wow, that's intense.
Have a look at this. This is beautiful. So that's one colourway. Moya, good morning, John and Tula. What fabulous fabrics. I'm drooling. That's Moya in
Yay.
Derbyshire. Thank you, Moya.
Thank you.
You're getting more messages than our machine can actually cope with. Lovely, welcome. It just means you have to come back, you see.
Yes.
Right, so okay, so now this colour is...
Lupin.
Lupin.
Yeah.
With an E on the end.
Yeah.
Lupine.
Well, yeah, if you're English, it's lupine, I suppose.
Yes.
If you're American,
so that
it's
one,
just
that
lupin.
one there's Lupin. Oh, hang on, graphics just catching up with us now. But then what I love about some of these fabrics is it's exactly the same design, but just the colourway
Right.
takes it completely and
Yeah.
utterly...
You can completely change a fabric with
Yes.
color.
So we've done so that one's Lupin. This one is Iris.
Iris.
Have a quick Iris first, then I'll waft this one, and then we'll move on to the next stage. Oh, that's so rich, isn't
Yeah.
it? That is.
It looks
just-
great on screen.
Yes. Well, also, can you imagine when people? It looks even better in real life. When people who've got those huge televisions at home,
Yeah.
we're filling the whole like a piece of Tula Pink work of art on their
Yeah.
wall now, because that will
Yeah.
be filling their whole television screen. It's beautiful. Now, oh yes, come and have a look at the repeat on that one. This flower. Producer Hannah's favourite ever fabric that you did was the flower with the little face inside it.
Yeah.
Petal head, right?
Yeah.
She absolutely adores that
That's
fabric.
one of my favourites,
And,
too.
and I do, whenever we show it, I do, hello, like that, because I think it's the faces in the flowers, like singing to you almost in the
Yeah.
breeze. So
Flower
that one's the Iris, and then there's this one here, which is just exquisite. Now, the richness of those colours. Now, if you looked at a pot of paints, you wouldn't necessarily think of putting those colours together, but you somehow have kind of conglomerated them all into a masterpiece.
Well, I'm always looking for unusual color combinations, and I'm always looking to add in something that you don't expect to see with the rest of those colors. Like, so even in this one, in the lupine, just adding that touch of that sort of watermelon red in there is a surprise. Like you wouldn't, when you go blue, green, you expect to sort of stay in that cool color palette. So I'm always trying to throw something in that's unexpected because it just activates the space.
So the colouring in, it's the last thing, it's the totally last thing you do. Is you don't colour in with crayons then, do you?
No,
You're
but
colouring on the computer.
I'll be on the computer at that point. I do all my color digitally.
You know that your finished design...
Yes.
Have you ever done a finished design and then when you start colouring it in, you think, oh, maybe I should change the shape of that tail? Or
Yes.
Oh, you have done
Yeah.
that? So there is room to manoeuvre once you start colouring it in.
There is room to maneuver. I mean, I am, the master of my own domain, so I can make whatever decisions I choose.
If you want to change it, you'll change it.
Yes, I will.
That's
Yeah.
Sandra says, hurry, John, lock the door, don't let her out. Welcome, Tula.
Thank you.
We've already tried that one. So adding the red into there.
So that's a surprise on that one.
Yes.
And then the same with this sort of hot pink
Yes.
and all of these really deep sort of sultry purples. And then on this one, it's that sort of the hot aqua on all of this.
Yes.
Sort of watermelon-y color.
You're not ever swayed by what's in fashion,
Well,
or are you?
No, I'm really not because I can't be. So I work about 18 to 24 months in advance.
Oh, okay, so you started drawing this
Almost 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of too far out to really be swayed. I mean, unless I'm psychic, which I fancy sometimes that I am.
Oh, yeah,
but
me too.
Yeah. Sometimes I just know things.
Yeah?
But,
What am I thinking now?
yeah.
Yeah.
That you love me so much.
I do.
Yeah, that's
I do.
so good.
I
That was
adore
really
you.
nice.
I only love you because I want to come and nick your nesting dolls in that room we're
Yes,
not allowed in.
those are
So
good.
if you watch the films, Tula's done these nesting dolls that you painted yourself,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah.
And the big one, you know, the nesting dolls, like the little Russian dolls that go into each other.
Yeah.
That's the big one. That's the
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. But they're in a room that we won't be invited into because
Yeah.
the house, you've got to watch the videos just of the house. We'll get onto the house in a minute. Right, okay, the mega bundle, by the way, of everything, there's 2 left. There's only 2
Oh,
left.
wow.
So please be careful you want the mega bundle. I've got all the fabrics, so we'll be going. Well, I'll show you still. There's the mega bundle, 21 metres in total. Half a metre of thing. Now, before I go any further, I've got some more bundles to offer you. So I'll do those by stills, and then I'll show you the fabrics in a second. What we've done is we kind of colour match them a little bit. So this is the first bundle. This is dusk, this bundle.
Yes.
Hang on, we'll just show. There you go. So you're getting the pom-poms, you're getting some stripes, which you haven't even delved into yet. And then the other fabrics there, which we will show you in a minute, at 7 metres of Tula fabric, £104.49. £104.49. So that's all stars. It's the brand new range, £104.49. That's dusk. We've also got, how many of these got? 4, is it? Campfire, this one. Nothing to do with me. Campfire. These are now, you see, they're my colours. They are exquisite. Do you know who's going to like those? Crazy Lorraine's going to like those colours. Crazy Lorraine's one of our viewers who, every day she makes her. It's not her proper name. She wasn't christened Crazy Lorraine.
Oh,
but
too
we
bad.
call her Crazy Lorraine. They've all got nicknames. All my ladies have all got nicknames, you see. So that was that. Then I've got Meadow. Here we go. There you go. There's Meadow there. Aren't they beautiful? The thing is, you can mix and match any of these that you want to. We just did some bundles for you to see. The other bundle is going to sell out. The other bundle is about to sell out, the big bundle, the mega bundle. And then last but not least, that's all I thought there were 4. Sorry, that's all of it. Right,
Sweet.
so we've done birds and we've done owls.
I was really curious what the 4th one was going to be because I knew all of those were the fabrics, so.
Well, you carry on. I'll just read out your messages. Next.
This one is a bee.
Right now, when we were going through this yesterday, I love this, but I kept going, I can't see a bee. I couldn't see a bee to start with because there's so much going on, isn't there? But as soon as you look at the repeat, you'll see the bee straight away. You will see the bee straight away. Look, I love... Now, this to me also has a period feel to it.
It does, yeah. Yeah, a lot of what I do does if you look at it long enough.
Okay, past lives. Have you delved into that? Do you know? Have you been to any?
I have not. This one's so good. I just don't feel the need to go backwards.
Oh, good
you know
answer.
What I mean?
Oh, that sums up my life. I'm always finding out what my past lives are because this one isn't quite coming up to scratch. But it's beautiful. It's got such a vintage but exotic feel to it. This one.
And that's what I'm always reaching for. I'm always reaching for that sort of like the past meets the present sort of feeling to all of my fabrics.
But this also has to me, also has a Moroccan-y feel to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of some of that tile work. And
yes.
Yeah, my mom always says I'm either the most sophisticated 13-year-old in the world or the most immature 80-year-old in the world.
Okay.
One of the two. Or some combination of the both.
Exactly. Sean says, sorry, Sean. She's seen your house. She's obviously seen the video. I'll do Anne's first. Hi, John. Bill, welcome to Tula Pink. William Morris Garrett, it's in Walthamstow, and it's free to visit. That was the house. Oh, it's beautiful. I knew it was I thought it was in North London. And Sean, what was Sean saying? Oh, my goodness, I've seen the house. Oh, she says, I promise I'm not going to stalk you, but whereabouts are you from in America? Because you don't live where you first started from, do you?
No, I was actually born and raised in Los Angeles in California, or around Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's a big place.
It is. You need a car, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And but I now live in Kansas City, right in the middle
Got
of
to
the
Kansas
country.
City on a Friday, by
Yep.
Saturday.
Yep.
What's
Yep,
that for
that's the
Oklahoma?
one.
Is that Oklahoma?
It's Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got that from my singing. That's very good. Most people
Yeah.
go, what was that noise? Oh, how lovely. And so is that right in the middle?
Right in the middle. They call it a flyover state because it's people don't go there on purpose.
Oh, okay.
It's just a place that people fly over going from New York to Los Angeles.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so nobody goes there on purpose except for me,
Except
and I
for you.
love it.
Well, good.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? And the house, I won't go too much into it, but it's been on the YouTube. It's a converted barn coach
Like
house,
carriage
isn't it?
house.
Carriage house,
Yeah, it's about 150 years old, which for America is about as old as we get.
Yeah, ancient.
Because, you know, us Americans, we're just babies. We're
Yeah.
like, what, 200 years old or something. So that is quite an old property for the area. It's a converted carriage house, so it's all built the way they used to build things. So it's all brick and, you know.
Like houses that we're used to, because in America it's all kind of prefab.
I know,
isn't
we've
it?
been driving around a lot in England since we've been here, and we're always like, oh, my house would fit in so nicely right there.
It would.
Yeah.
So now look at this bee here, right? Can I just say the house is exquisite, and I'd be perfectly happy to move in.
Okay,
anytime.
well, just let me
I'll
know.
come and be a cleaner. I'd be happy to be a cleaner.
Cooking is also accepted as a form of currency.
Oh, you don't want I don't. Well, because what's that thing you use a lot of? Cilantro, parsley.
Cilantro?
Cilantro. Do you put it in everything?
I do, yeah, I love it.
Okay. I'm not a very good cook, I'm afraid. I've got too many food intolerances.
Well, then there's two of us who can't cook, so.
Oh, there you go. We could muscle together, couldn't we? Gorgeous.
you.
Gorgeous combination of colours.
Thank you. Yeah, so every yes, I agree. Every single print comes in. You kind of maybe notice a pattern as we're going through these.
Yes, yep.
Everyone has sort of a cool, a warm, and then something that bridges the two. So for me, aqua and lime green are neutrals.
Right.
I
Not
don't
beige.
Use,
You don't do beige.
I never use brown, ever.
Oh, don't you?
Nope.
There's another little thing we didn't know.
I never use brown. You know, depending on what you believe in, God, the universe, science, whatever.
Yeah.
There's like an extreme obsession with brown on our planet. Dirt's brown, leaves turn brown, trees are brown, everything is really brown, all the animals are brown. So I don't feel the need to contribute to the browning of our planet. So
the browning, that's a new technological
so
term.
I don't add any more brown to the world that.
What do you think about black then? Because I know.
Love black.
I was going to say, because on your Marie Antoinette quilt, I know I really have stalked you. I'm ever so sorry.
It's a little weird.
Sorry. But you've got a big black, beautiful Marie Antoinette quilt in the room that we're not allowed to come into.
Right.
So black is fine.
Black is fine.
But you don't add brown.
Yeah, I just don't add brown.
Mind you, you're a black belt in something, aren't you?
I'm a black belt in Tang Sudo karate. Yes.
We could, if you could have brought your suit, and we could have done in the second hour. We could have done a workshop in karate.
Because that's what people want to see.
Yeah.
People want to see this
they want to see me
rolling
being thrown around the
stage.
desk. That's what they want. Right. Okay. Sandra, I have mine. Thank you, Tula. We need it on. Oh, I can't read that one. Oh, I see what you mean, Sandra. Sandra loves it all. She just wants to buy everything. She can't afford it at the moment. Green is sumptuous, isn't it? You know what I'm kind of seeing is here we go, stalking again. You know the pink chair that you got from the church, and you put the Queen Elizabeth fabric on the back.
Yes.
I'm seeing this on the back of a.
Oh yeah.
You know, on the not necessarily quilted, but on the back of a chair, just in a panel.
Yeah.
I think that's very regal, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always looking for sort of that because I'm drawing specifically for fabric, specifically for quilting. So it's finding something that can be interesting and repeat.
Okay. Yes, I was going to say as well for quilting, because a lot of quilting ladies chop up, don't they? They don't necessarily use a big piece of fabric. So I suppose you have to be careful how big, like your owl is big.
Absolutely. So if that's why we have the pom-poms and the stripes, is to sort of offset, to give you something to work in with the larger pieces.
Oh, okay. So I mean, look, it's exquisite, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. The colorway. So again, that one comes in the 3 different colors there. that you've seen. Agave,
Uh-huh.
which isn't that a sweetener, agave? Is that a fruit?
It's a plant, like a healing plant.
Yes,
or
I
kind of
know.
a cactus-looking
Yes, and I think they
thing,
use the
like
juice
succulent.
as a sweetener rather than sugar.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
agave. That was that's marigold. That one is
Yes.
it. That one's marigold there, which is
Yes.
just stunning. We saw that one first, and then this one is. Do I want to say iris? But I'm not sure if I'm right on that.
Maybe.
I don't really remember.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Well,
I
it was
never
2 years
remember
ago
the
you
color
coloured it.
names. Yeah, it was 2 years ago that I named all these colors. And
Do you have a meeting about when you've coloured them in? Do you then sit with your mum and your brother and go, "What colour should we call this one?" Or is it automatically? You know
usually I just find like, for instance, all of these are named after flowers or plants. All their colors.
Yes.
So I'm really just sort of looking for something that relates to the line and then finding colors within that category.
Of course.
Because the naming of the color is sort of arbitrary. I mean, it doesn't, it's just something so we can identify it.
I was going to say, 'cause you won't go back to the shop and say, "I want that pink one."
Right, and you can't call something, it's really hard to just call something pink or blue
Yes.
or green because there's so many different pinks and blues and greens.
Well,
and then there's so many different fabrics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, before I go on to the pom-poms, the spots, because we just mentioned them, I'll come back to the rest of those in a minute, because we just were talking about the stripes and the pom-poms, the
Yes.
spots as blenders. Can I also quickly tell you, they're so special today, saying nothing. So at about 10 to, oh, crikey, the time is flying by, right? This is because we're just sitting here, standing here gossiping. These ergonomic, right-handed and left-handed, going to be for sale in about 10 minutes. They're stunning, right? And they're going to be signed. They are going to be signed.
Yeah.
So that's in 10 minutes. That's in 10 minutes' time. Sorry, I just had to think about that.
Yes.
I adore.
Thank you.
Now, you said basically that you brought the pom-poms and the stripes to be able to mix and match with your bigger prints and everything
so
like that.
every print has a coordinating pom-pom and stripe.
Oh, right.
So every print has its companion, essentially.
But there seem to be more companions than there are.
Well, no, there's 18 prints and 12 of each of these.
Oh,
So 12
I
dots,
see.
12 stripes, 18 prints. So, so here you can kind of see some of that and how they're intended to go together. But so everyone has,
Here we go. I knew you should do
everyone
this.
has its sort of companion piece.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
have sort of categories.
Oh, the thing is, you can do your categories, but
Or you
then
can totally mix them up.
You can totally
Yep.
and utterly mix and match them. So this first one here was the bumblebee, first of all, and then this is marigold, isn't
Marigold.
it? So then that's marigold bee. So then is that then
Marigold
pom-pom?
pom-pom and marigold stripe.
Marigold stripe.
Yeah.
But then, oh yes. No, Hannah's got to type it all in upstairs very quickly just to keep up with us. All of these are listed below us on the, if you're worried that we're going too fast, they're all $7.49 for half a metre. Remember, we sell in half metre increments. So if you want half a metre, if you're buying on the web, it's 1. If you want a metre, you put in 2 units. So that's all marigold there. Marigold stripe, marigold pom-pom, and marigold bumblebee. They're beautiful. Hannah's just got to. But then I'll just run through them very, very quickly because I'll just give you that one and that one back.
Thank you.
I mean, even if you wanted a project that was just stripes or just pom-poms, they work incredible, don't they? So which one do you want to have? Somebody wants Forget-Me-Not Owl. Okay, Forget-Me-Not Owl. Who does he go with then?
So he could go with, and that's why there's only 12 of these and 18 of these, because he has a couple that he can go with.
Right, okay.
So he can go with really that one.
That one. Now, is that Forget-Me-Not then, or is that?
No, this one is
Agave,
agave.
that one.
He can also go with that one.
Oh, you see, now what colour in real life would you call this?
Maybe like a citron, or it's like a lime green.
Producer Hannah and I adore the ochre-y, citrusy colours, both of us.
I love
it's the only
that.
thing we have in common, but there you go. So that one's agave. That one's, hang on, sorry.
Myrtle, maybe?
Is that myrtle?
Maybe.
They're all listed underneath.
Yeah.
But that would look good. Then what stripe would you put with that
So
one?
the
then?
same. So every stripe has its coordinates.
See, yes. Oh,
so you could go more towards the sort of aquamarine colors, or bring in something a little hotter for a little more contrast.
But changes it completely. If you made a quilt out of those three, so this is, those three would make one gorgeous colour, but then if you swap them, completely different look, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot more. This would be like, in my mind, a little funkier than that option.
Isn't everything funky in your world?
Yes, everything is pretty funky in my world.
I can't tell you how many messages of love we're getting in. We can print them all off for you later. I'm sorry I'm not reading them all out. That was Myrtle Stripe that I've just put back down there. Right, we've still got more patterns to show. So I'll just put put that up there, that's up there. We've done that. Now, don't forget there's the colourway bundles that you can get. For example, this one. So you're getting spots, pom-poms, not spots, pom-poms, stripes, and some of the patterns as well in there. 7 meters of fabric for £104.49. Only 1p&p, remember, it doesn't matter how much you buy, it's only 1p&p. But you do need to check out on bundles, they're flying out the door, absolutely flying out. Right, so now we're on to...
the frog.
Frog.
Yes. So this was originally from a line called Prince Charming.
Okay.
So it's, you know, Prince Charming, the frog that you kiss that turns into a prince.
Yes, exactly. We've all kissed a lot of those, haven't we?
Yeah.
But there you go.
And you can often tell sort of what I was doing at the time.
Oh, okay.
So this was clearly, when I was drawing this, was sort of right before lunchtime, maybe. And so I gave him a little fly in his belly.
Oh, we noticed that yesterday, yes.
Because I was clearly hungry, so I put a little fly in his belly. Like, I'm just that transparent and shallow. It's really all right there.
Yes. It's just, again though, you've got a very, what I would call, a very, very modern frog, but then all of the embellishment around it is all, it almost looks like French 14th century, like Louis XIV.
Exactly what I was after in this one.
And I didn't even read that, that was just me.
It's the psychic thing.
Yeah, we've got it, sisters. Or no, more like grandma. That's just exquisite. So that one there is the peony. That one's there in peony.
Yes.
But then now this colourway, this is the colourway. I'm not going to say identical, but the petal heads that Hannah adores
really
is
similar.
in this.
And that print works really great with this one. And there are some colors that I kind of go back to again and again.
Yes.
And often it's because I'm just trying to figure out the right balance.
Yes.
So I'll go back to a color. There's also in my collection Spirit Animal, there's an otter that's also in these colors.
Oh, Cosmic Otter.
Yes.
Yes, we know that one. I like the, in the hexes, we sell your hexes, and that Cosmic Otter comes in all the different colours. And I love the fact that he's just there. And then there's one doing that, isn't there? Kind of sunbathing.
Kind of chilling.
If you'd bought the petal heads in a previous collection, could you match it up with these?
Absolutely. And I'm always, every time I design a collection, I'm always looking at the collection that came before to make sure that there's enough pieces that will cross over. So I'm trying to create individual collections, but there's also like sort of a long-term arching storyline and color that will always work backwards and forwards.
So it goes backwards, but does it also go forwards? Because if you did this 2 years ago, there must be are you like because I read somewhere you were like something like a rock princess or something. Do you take a year off and then go to the next one?
I'm always working on 5 collections at a time. In various stages of production. So one is in stores that people can buy. One is being shown to stores for delivery a few months from now. One is in production at the mill. One is on my drawing board, and one is in my head.
I was going to say, the last one must be in there.
So one I'm concepting. So whenever anybody asks me about the new collection, I always have to qualify who you are. Like, if you're a consumer, you're talking about the one that's in the stores. Yeah. If you're a shop owner, you're talking about the one after that no one's seen. If you work at Free Spirit Fabrics, then you're talking about the one in production. And if you're in my head, you're talking about one of the last 2. That's the only time I get worried.
Oh, okay. Because so many people ask in your head then.
It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen.
Yes, exactly. Then we haven't looked at this colourway, because this colourway is beautiful as well. Completely different again, isn't it? The lovely. Now those kind, you see, you wouldn't necessarily think of putting that kind of citrusy green with that kind of almost lavender tones, but they just, something. It's called orchid. The colour is called orchid, but that's got a definite lavender.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, which pom-pom would go with that one then? It's that one there, isn't it?
Yep, that would be that one. And so it would be that one, and then it's, So those would be all sort of intended to go together.
But what I love, so that's orchid pom-pom and that's orchid stripe. But that one, the lavender is the prominent, but on that one, The green is jumping out at me on that one.
so this one has a definite, like the pom-pom has a definite background field with a smaller dot on it. But the stripe, these are all half-inch stripes. So it's an even color field. So it's intended to sort of vibrate the eye.
Yes.
Anything that I can do to activate the space in a quilt, I'm always going to do.
Because it's that you can see there.
Yeah.
The stripes really jump out, don't they? It almost looks like it's moving, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it happens with a few of them where they actually look like the combo of color is different.
Yes. Well, you can look at that quilt full screen while we just tidy up here. That's using the full collection. Now, that's made by you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I make all my quilts.
You make all your samples,
Yeah.
don't you? So where have you got a warehouse in somewhere that's got every single one of your samples in it?
Yes. I have a storage room in my house. On the 3rd floor, I have a storage room of quilts.
The floorboards must be doing that because there must be so many of them.
Well, most of them are shelved, and I refold them periodically so that they don't get damaged in the folds. And then I take the really sort of maybe the really special ones, the ones that took me a long time, or the ones that, you know, when I'm dead, that they will use for the cover of my autobiography.
The book that I'm going to write.
Right, the book that you're going to write. Yes.
So you do the patchwork,
Yeah.
but you don't do on these. You don't do the quilting.
No, I don't do the machine quilting. All of my quilts are machine quilted by Angela Walters.
Yes.
Who is a delight.
So it's also that it's lovely the way a lot of quilters just go, I've made this quilt, and they don't then say, I did this, but Angela did all of this. She's an artist in her own right,
She is an artist in her own right. She's the only person that touches any of my projects besides me.
Oh, okay.
So, and she quilts all of my quilts.
And so you could, there's trust, there's that lovely
Absolutely.
trust there.
I don't tell, well, we have an agreement. She doesn't tell me how to piece, how to patchwork, and I don't tell her how to quilt.
Perfect.
It's a good arrangement.
Does she live near, I'm not.
She does.
She lives
Yeah,
nearby.
she
so
lives
you
near
can,
me.
Perfect, perfect. Show you one bundle quickly before we go on to these. This is the dusk bundle, because the bundles are flying out. The bundles are selling out really quickly. 7 meters of fabric, 104.49. That's a bundle that we've created out of the fabrics. Beautiful. Right, let's go on to this then. Let's go on to this one. Because I've only got a couple of minutes left to do the fabrics before we do the... I can't believe you need to stay all 4 hours next time you can, because there's just not enough time. Right.
The raccoon.
Beautiful.
I mean, just the most rascally of all of my characters. Yes. This one definitely gets in the most trouble.
Yes.
Definitely.
Is this your inner animal, do you think?
This is my, it's probably my Patronus as a raccoon that digs through garbage, yes.
But this is almost saying that he's naughty.
Yes.
But he's in a heart shape, so he's like adorable.
He's adorable.
But naughty.
Well, much like me.
Obviously.
Adorably naughty.
Yes, adorably nice, yes.
Yes.
Do you have a favourite colour?
Not really. I focus more on combinations of colors, but I will say the color I use the most is aqua.
Okay.
Like an aqua tealy color.
Yeah.
To me, that's a neutral. It's like a great pair of jeans.
Oh, so that's like your beige. That's like your beige to start
That's my beige.
with. Oh, wow.
So that's like a great pair of jeans. Everything looks good with it. Leopard shoes, black boots, whatever. It doesn't matter. All works.
All works.
Yeah.
Laurie says, Tula, thank you for contributing to not contributing to brown the world. I feel the same way. I love you even more now. Fabulous show. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you. So this one here is the agave. Then I've got this one also in this red. Now this pink, for some reason, looks almost... Hannah's saying she's seen Cosmic Otter in this colourway.
Yes.
But the pink looks... I know it will be the same, but the way you've combined it with the fabrics, it looks a more like fondant, you know, fondant icing pink. Because it's not garish and it's not soft. It's not a baby pink, but it's a kind of like fondant icing pink.
I always tend to, my pinks always tend to skew a little magenta, a little purple. It's just the way I process color.
Yes.
Everybody sort of processes color visually in a different way.
Of course, yeah.
And I sort of process pink slightly more to the purple side.
Are you good? Because they say it's almost impossible to do at holding a colour in your... So if you went to a shop, for example, and you hadn't got a piece of your fabric, would you be able to go, that's my magenta?
Absolutely.
You could hold...
With my own fabrics, for sure.
Okay, so because we all know that you love to sew even in your spare time. Because that's your hobby, isn't it, really?
It's all I do.
We haven't even gotten to your 11 machines yet or anything like that.
Oh, no.
But so if you're using someone else's fabric and you think, oh, I need to go to the store to get a blender to go with it, can you carry the colour or do you need to take the fabric with you?
No, I can carry the colour. Yeah.
I don't know why I asked that because I kind of knew you'd read to that. But a lot of people can't carry colour at all.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, colour is my whole life.
Yes,
so
of course it is.
Yeah.
So, you've only got a couple more minutes to do fabrics. We haven't even touched on the squirrels yet.
No, we haven't.
This is exquisite. Do you know what? They all laugh at me here, but I remember, I'm so old, I remember when people used to put fabric on their walls.
Yeah.
And occasionally I see a fabric and I think that would look gorgeous on a panel on a wall, do you know what I mean? And they all think I'm crazy, but it was a thing that happened in the 70s. But it's just, well, obviously before that, but isn't that beautiful? Look. So is that Poppy then?
Yes, I think
because
this one's
Poppy, isn't he? Yes.
Yeah, and it's in his tail.
Yes.
So he could go with a number of different pom-poms and stripes.
Yes.
In the sort of warm color palette.
What are these?
Those are little croquet flowers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course, that's very popular.
So originally with this piece, when I originally designed it, especially in this colorway, I designed it more, there isn't a lot of fabric for boys.
Right.
So I needed something organic in here, like a flower, but I was trying to keep it skewed a little bit more for boys.
Oh, okay. So, but it's not masculine at all. But
no, it's not masculine at all. But like if it had an actual petaled flower, then that would skew way more feminine.
Of course.
So this way I could keep it. I don't know. I just like you to sort of not just accept what you're looking at and not really look at it.
Yes, yeah. But that's
so
what
sometimes I trick.
But sometimes we could show your fabric a few times and go, oh, I know this fabric, I know this fabric. And then you suddenly go, oh, what's that there? The amount of times, and we see it every single day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, last but not least, now I've got to do this very quickly because we've got to go on to the So Special. Okay, if you buy, you know the mega bundle at the beginning, right? That's sold out. If you buy all 3 of the other bundles, it is equivalent of the mega bundle. So if you've missed out on the mega bundle, you can buy the 3 of those and it'll be the same as the mega bundle.
And really, they're all friends, so to split them up would be quite rude.
Yes, mind you, there's some friends I've got that I just don't allow in the same room. Right, okay. Oh, hang on, there's dusk then, there's dusk, right?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to run through them. So that's dusk, 104.49, 7 metres. Yeah, because it's 21 metres in total, isn't it? So that's dusk. Lots of you got that one in your basket. Remember, it's not yours until you check out. It's not yours till you check out. Then we've got campfire here. So if you buy all 3 of these, it's the equivalent to the mega bundle. They go 104.49. And then the last one is, what's it called? Meadow, that's it, Meadow. There you go. I love that one. Yes, and then there's the 4th one, of course, coming up, my imaginary one.
The mystery 4th
bundle.
If
you could just design that in your break, that'd
really
be lovely.
quickly, I'll be right back.
Yes, get here. Yeah. Last of the animals now, squirrels.
Squirrels giving each other flowers. Because there's a lot of squirrels on my property.
Oh, there?
And because I have walnut trees.
Okay.
And so they just spend most of their time dropping walnuts on my head.
Yes.
So I decided, since, I am the god of my own domain here, I can make them have a sunnier disposition.
Oh, yes, because they're not very
nice.
No.
So I had them giving each other flowers. I was just pretending like they were really nice to each other.
Where's the walnuts then?
They're not in there because in my fantasy world, they don't have walnuts and they don't drop them on my head.
Oh, you see? Right. Who wants that? Angela says she's quite happy to go home with you and she'll be your cook. She adores you.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Right. Here's the next one then. So this is the squirrels. Oh, you see? The colours. This really is the colour inside my head. There's kind of just beautiful, isn't it? It's a begonia, this one, isn't it?
Yes.
Begonia.
Begonia.
Now, I thought begonias were pink.
They're pink and orange.
Can you get orange ones? I'm not a gardener either. But,
me neither.
No, fine. And you've got such a big garden.
Yeah, I do. I have people that tend to it.
Fine. I do as well. I have one person who come once a month, Danny the gardener.
Sometimes I call the people who tend to it Mom.
Oh, okay. Does your mum just do everything?
Yeah.
She's the Jackie Collins, I think, of Kansas City, isn't she?
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Beautiful. That's foxglove. That is so, rich and gorgeous and vibrant.
Really saturated sort of plum color.
Yes. Just stunning, isn't it? That's the foxglove there. So now, so you don't name all of you. Is every single range you do named after a flower?
No, just this one.
Just this one, yeah. Okay, this is all the All-Stars, all brand new. Now we're going to have to stop talking because we've got to do your. Well, no, she's going to be in an hour's time. We've got more stuff to show you in an hour's time, but we have got to do the So Special, which so many people are trying to buy already. And we are limited on these. Let me just get these out. Right, I'm just going to show you, first of all, how exquisite this is. Now, the first thing we need to talk about is the colour. How did you, first of all, decide that you wanted, because it changes the different ways you look at it, isn't it?
It's sort of an iridescent color, so it changes depending on the light. It's a process of electroplating, so it's a process that's actually applied to the metal. So it's a part of the metal, so it's not going to chip off. It's not going to chip off and wear away over time.
The weight. Now that made it sound like it was really heavy. It's like my background is in pattern cutting and costumes for films and things like that. And my shears, I'd never come across a Retrospective before I came here, but my shears, when I pick them up, I want to feel picking up.
Me too.
That is because how many rotary cutters you pick up and they're like, oh, flimsy, but this has got a lovely weight to it.
Yeah, and the way a rotary cutter is used is by clearly putting it down on the fabric. Yeah. So I wanted something that had a little bit of weight to it. So what that does is relieve the pressure on me to push it down.
Oh, good idea.
So it has enough weight to it to actually, but it's not heavy. I mean, it just has more weight than plastic. It's ambidextrous.
That's it. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah. So it's truly left or right-handed. You actually move the entire mechanics to the other side, and it can be a truly left-handed rotary cutter.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Oh, okay.
But my mom's left-handed. So everything I do has to consider my mother.
Of course, of course. That's lovely, isn't it? And then it's a 45mm blade, isn't it?
Yes, and it'll fit any 45mm blade.
And also, it feels like ergonomically designed.
Yes.
So my fingers are going exactly where they need to go.
It's designed to really fit in your hand, because one of the things that a quilter who's doing a lot of cutting runs into the most is hand fatigue.
Yes.
So, and that's why people don't like cutting so much.
Yes.
And so it was really important to me to design a rotary cutter that would sort of limit some of that fatigue, because I sew 6 to 8 hours every day. So, and a lot of that is cutting. And so,
of course, yeah.
And so I'm terrified of that hand fatigue.
Very difficult to get hold of in this country. We've got a limited collection of them. And remember, yours is going to be signed.
Yes. That one, please.
They're all going to be signed. We're just doing this one right now. Okay, in pink as well, Graphics in. Now, these will fly out. These will absolutely fly out. Tula Pink, autograph, 45mm, ergonomic rotary cutter, $79.99. The thing is, I've still got the same shears that I had when I first started.
Yes.
I'm presuming this will be...
This is designed to be the last rotary cutter you'll ever buy.
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
This is designed to be the very last rotary cutter you'll ever buy.
Exactly. There you go. Yours won't have fingerprints all over it. We've been a little bit mauling it. At £79 at 90. Oh, half the stuff. Now, can I just tell you, if you're new to us, because we've just gone onto an extra platform.
Okay.
It's not yours till you've checked out your basket. So if it's having it in your basket, it doesn't guarantee you've got it, which is why we've got that thing where you can check out as many times as you like, because loads of you put that in your basket, but you need to check out if you definitely want it. I'm only telling you, I'm not adding any undue pressure, I'm just telling you, because the last thing you want to do is think, oh, I've got those Tula Pink rotary cutters. You come to check out tonight, and they've all gone. So please, just check out as you go along. If you know you want them, please check out. And do you use these in your, have you got these in your workroom?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like you just, because a lot of hairdresser friends of mine put their name to another, and they just go, oh yes, it's such and such a brand.
No, I'm really specific about what I put my name to. So this was actually in production for a little over 2 years.
Okay.
Because they kept sending me prototypes, and I wouldn't approve it until it was the only one I was reaching for. Because I sew all the time, and if I'm going to put my name on a product, it has to be something that I'm going to use exclusively. So we went through a lot of changes. I had them change little tiny things. I mean, they totally hated me by the end of it.
No,
but we ended up with a really lovely product. So.
I always say that because it's your name is going on it.
Yeah.
So if it and like you just said, being a designer, being anything, can be, so fickle, really, can't it? If you made that didn't work, people can go, oh, don't buy a Rotary. Oh, and then and you don't want any negativity around you, really,
and, I mean, it's integrity, yes, but also just because I want to really love the products I make. And that's really important to me because I'm not just a designer who puts my name on things, I really use these things.
Yes.
Every day.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, so you do. It has to be something I love. I've
got so much more to ask you. The hour's over. We've gone way over. I'm so sorry. We've gone way over into the advert break. Loads of you coming through. Please make sure you check out You're Back in an Hour.
Yes.
We've got books. We've got kits. We've got more tools. We've got Aurifil threads. We've got everything coming out. It's been an absolute joy so far, and I can't wait for the next hour. It's just fantastic. She will be back. Oh, there's more people in baskets than got it. We'll see you in an hour. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Love Patchwork and Quilting is the best-selling modern quilting magazine that shares your passion for fabric. We publish 13 times a year, featuring must-make projects, essential techniques, interviews, news and reviews from the world of modern quilting. Every issue also comes with a free gift. On the 9th of February, we have a quintessential quilting treat for you. Join me, Natasha McCarty, for an hour of our favourite quilts from our first year on air. At 9 a.m, we'll take a trip down memory lane and look through our famous kits, including the stunning Bargello quilt, a round-the-world quilt kit, and the adorable Kitty Cat quilt. Bargello quilting is all about the colour, so our expert quilters have carefully selected the perfect palettes for this best-selling kit. The hardest part will be choosing your favourite colour combination, from sweet sorbets, deep jewel tones, bold brights, and not forgetting the infamous rainbow-inspired hues. What a decision! So don't miss out on what's set to be a wonderful hour of our ultimate kits. Tune in at 9 a.m. on the 9th of February, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com. As soon as you place an order with us, we get to work on making your shopping experience that extra bit special. Our warehouse team pick your items and cut your fabric with the greatest care and precision. Cut fabric is neatly folded and packed in a tissue paper-lined presentation box. And when we're satisfied that it's just perfect, it gets the Sewing Quarter seal of approval. So whether you're giving a gift or treating yourself, you can shop with confidence, knowing your Sewing Quarter purchases will arrive in style.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Sewing Quarter is the UK's first TV channel dedicated to sewing and quilting. On air and behind the scenes, our team of top industry experts work hard to bring you tons of exciting projects. Whether you're into dressmaking, bag making, piecing, patchworking or quilting, you'll learn something new every day from our talented guest designers and fabulous presenters. Our online shop is packed with tools, haberdashery essentials, and fabulous fabrics, from simple solids to designer gems. And with our 30-day money-back guarantee and single daily postage charge, you can shop with confidence. So tune in daily on Freeview 78, Sky Channel 678, and shop online at sewingquarter.com.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
I'm exhausted. I had such a brilliant time, and I'm gonna have a brilliant time this time because my favourite Lucy's here as well, but I'll talk about her in a minute. I was going to write Lucy on all the balloons, but I ran out of time. Now, I've got to tell you very, very quickly that got 3 competition announcements. I don't know, I was looking up there, miles away there. Little Paul always wants me to look up there, doesn't he? Because it says it makes me look thoughtful. He tells me where to look and everything. I ignore him, but anyway. So, Hannah, if you want to be a good producer, you need to tell me where to look like this. Look at my shoes. Right, I've got 3. Put me off. I've got three competition announcements today. I've got the winner at 11 o'clock. I've got the winner of yesterday's daily prize. After that, I've got the winner of the weekly prize. You know, the prize where you get £700 worth of goodies, a sewing machine, fabric, everything. I'm going to be announcing that one at 11 o'clock. And also, Lucy and I are going to be announcing, after that, at 11 o'clock, the winner of the block competition. Remember the block competition? There were 4 prizes for that. There's 2 runners-up, there's 2 third places, a second place and a first place. All of that's at 11 o'clock. All that's at 11 o'clock. Right. Now, do you remember when Anna Maria Horner was on with me? Oh, a few months ago now. Remember Natasha did that brilliant day, didn't she, with that cave? And then Anna Maria came in, and I was with Anna Maria. We had such a fantastic time. Both Natasha and I loved those days, totally. Now, when Anna Maria's on, we had a quilt hanging in the background behind us. Well, I've only got a bundle for you to make that. Now, by the way, just so you know, Anna Maria and Tula both work for Free Spirit. They both... And Kaif as well, and Kaif. And also, Kaif was the first quilt that... I forgot to ask about the skeleton on the motorbike, didn't I? I'll do that. I'll do that in the next hour. There was so much going on, wasn't there? Anyway, look at this. Yeah, it's like a Tupperware box full of fabric, isn't it? Other plastic boxes are available. Now, to make that quilt, I've got a picture of it. Let me show. Shall I show you the picture of it? Just getting it now. Anna Maria Horner. Travelling, that's not a travelling, it's obviously not a travelling quilt. It's not one of those little ones you have at the back of the car, right? 72 inches by 90 inches. I didn't know that. Was available on our website at £249.99. Special deal today. Special deal of £199.99. Now, I know you're saying, what am I going to get for that, John Scott? What will I get for that? Well, I'll show you. I'll show you. Shall I open it now and show you on here? Yes. Right, okay. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Right, first of all, everything you need to know. That's the covering picture, lovely picture of Anna there. Instructions. Oops. Cutting instructions, where the fabrics go, techniques, everything you need to know. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous instructions. You get templates, which are iron safe. They're iron safe, so you can iron over those. They're a plasticky template. Okay, on the templates, you'd need that for the, I'll just show, I was going to, you into the picture now? Yeah, there you go. Look, the templates would be needed for the petals and the big round ones. I have a close-up of the petals and the round ones. There you go. Oh, look at that. Lucy's going to show you how to do all this. Then, look at, ow! I hurt my finger. Don't laugh. Could you put it in the accident book, please? It's down in the accident book. Look! Look, now this is enough to make the front and the binding. The front and the binding of this quilt. Oh, I love that floral. Right now, apparently I get 12 yards including banding, according to Hannah. I was going to tell you that because it's on the front of the thing. I'll take it over. Oh, social climber. But we never saw it in, I never saw it in the pink. I saw it in the blue and I saw it in the gold, never saw it in the pink. Oh, the 11 metres, just shy of 11 metres is in new money. So that's social climber. Next one, my favourite echinacea. Love, it's up, oh no, it's not upside down, I thought it was upside down. Echinacea, and you know where the inspiration, Anna Maria has echinacea in her garden. So you get, I'll take you through that in a second, then there's this lovely one here. So what you get is you get 4 printed fabrics, 1, 2, 3, oh, they're all on Anna Maria Horner, look. 1, 2, 3, 4 printed, and then 4 woven. That takes me back to the 70s, that one, the Lurex striped one. The black one's lovely as well. It feels a bit Japanesey, the black one. I love all this, because if you looked at all those, you think, oh, I wouldn't put all those in a quilt together. And yet, how stunning is that? Right, have a look at all those, and then I'll go and see Lucy. I'll take the instructions with me. So have a look at all those. Right. Then we'll have a look at the quilt, and then I'll walk over. There you go. Hello.
Hello.
Don't you be messing around now, giggling.
I
think this is the
not mess
birthday.
around. No.
Didn't everyone love that so
It
off?
was so funny.
They said they couldn't. You didn't stop laughing. When
I
went to
could
watch
not
it,
stop laughing. I just literally could not stop laughing. It was hilarious.
Anyway, hello.
I really enjoyed it. It was
Good.
a lot
I'm
of
glad.
fun.
I'm glad.
And I'm enjoying today, I have to say.
Yes, totally.
Yes.
I am a free spirit. That's all I want to say.
am a free spirit.
Right, the kit includes 4 printed fabrics, 100% cotton, 4 woven fabrics, 100% cotton, 12 yards, including binding, complete instructions, and 7-piece reusable, heat-resistant plastic templates by Anna Maria Horner. So it's just fantastic. So what are you going to show us today, then?
So I'm going to show you the different elements that make up the quilt. So there's a bit of machine piecing, and then there's appliqué as well. And then there are just strips cut from the lengths of the fabric. So the instructions for this are so clear, really, really easy to follow. And she's organised it into the columns. Okay, so they're all numbered.
Into those columns.
The different columns.
Because from over there, I mean, I've not looked at it properly.
Oh, I have.
Oh, no, I've looked at it and gone, oh my
Yes,
goodness,
no,
isn't it fantastic?
I know.
But I've just now seen all the work.
Yes.
Because I can see half square triangles over there, I can see applique, I can see bias binding, I can see, is that applique?
That's applique, yeah. Which I think is really effective as well, because that almost looks like reverse applique.
Oh, is it not?
No, it isn't.
Oh,
It isn't, no.
So what are you going to show us today, sorry?
So I'm going to start off with the machine pieced elements.
Right. Is that, so I can see you've got echinacea.
So it's this one.
The half square triangle.
And that one there, yeah.
Okay, now I know this is the Anna Maria design. Could you move the fabrics around, or have you got to make it because the amount of fabrics in the bundle? Would you say you have to make it?
I suspect because of the amount of fabrics in the bundle, you would make
with
it.
what they're doing.
You could, of course, you can move things around should you so desire.
Oh, yeah, you could put the stripes in different order.
Yeah, you could put them in different orders.
But keep the stripes as they are.
Keep the stripes as they are. You might be able to move them around, but you wouldn't necessarily have it end up at the same size.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so.
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing this one because I can see you've got that one cut out.
And this one here.
Oh, okay. So hang on. Where are the? You've got.
Yes, I'm going to be doing these as well. But
Okay.
I'm just saying. Sorry.
Okay.
No. I'm going to do the machine pieced bits first.
Lucy must be in heaven today. Tula and Anna Maria. That's from Riva.
I really am. I am very blessed to be here.
And me. I wasn't on that list.
Of course, always. Always,
hang on.
John.
Thank you. Hannah's stressing about something. Hang on. Hannah's stressing about something. Okay, let's go and have a look. Just step out of the way.
No, it's there. It's fine.
Oh, right. I thought they were coming in with the other
way.
camera, so they're coming in live, Lucy. You just move. You move that way.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry.
Yeah, which way do you want to go, Hannah? Oh, okay, so we're piecing this one. All right. Then Lucy can point this one here. Oh, hang on, where are you? Oh, that, right. Then Lucy, where Lucy's hand is, we're piecing the half square triangles over there. Because to you, it just looks like 7 strips of fabric, doesn't it? So there you go. So that's the bit that Lucy's piecing there. And then this one here later is the appliqué and appliqué on that one.
Yes.
Right. Off you go then.
Okay. So it comes with the full instructions, and it has all of it breaks it down into which fabric is which. So it's from A to H, you know, which one is which.
Yes.
So you don't even need to make a note of it because it's right there for you. And also with the pictures, which is so helpful because it's not just a description of the fabric that you might not know which one that is.
Exactly.
You know, so it's got all of the pictures there as well. And then it goes through the cutting.
Yeah.
So for each fabric, how much you need to cut. And then when it comes to sewing, it's broken down into the columns.
Brilliant.
Okay.
So is that how you make it then? You make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different columns before you sew anything together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can count.
Oh, is it
9?
8? Oh, it is 8. Well, no, because that could be classed as 2.
No, that is one. That is one column. Yeah, that's treated as one. So for the ones that are, you see the whole fabric, there is a join.
Right.
Okay? Because obviously it would be too much fabric. Yeah. So some of those you have seams. So you cut according to the instructions, and then you're just piecing the seams together on those full long strips.
But also there's enough fabric for you to actually pattern match as well. You know what I mean? Like, because I can see there the seam goes across that row, across that row, so there's enough to pattern match.
Absolutely. You've got enough to pattern match, and you'll have enough to fussy cut that section out as well.
Sorry, I missed that, Lucy.
You'll have enough to fussy cut.
Yes.
Because there is, in the print repeat, there is a section that doesn't have as many flowers on.
So just check where you're
But you've got enough,
okay,
yes.
Brilliant. Do you have anything left? You haven't made the whole thing, do you? You don't know if there's anything left over, or has she given you exactly the right amount?
I would imagine there will be some bits left over, because to get that full length that you need and piecing it together, there will be sections that you're cutting off, so you will have bits left over.
These are flying out. There's less than 20. There's less than 20 already.
I am not surprised. It's beautiful.
There it is in its box. 100. Now, well, also you're saving £50. Look, it was £249.99 yesterday or whenever on the website. Today, it's £199.99. Enough to make the front and the binding, remember, the front and the binding. Right, off you go then.
Okay, so I'm going to do a lot of fawning today, just to warn you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is one of my
yawn.
This is one of my absolute favourites with the metallic threading.
Oh, see, you are a 70s child,
I
aren't
am.
you?
Well, I wasn't alive, but yes.
You know what I mean.
Yes. I love that whole sort of vibe. And of course, metallic's very in at the moment anyway.
Yeah, of course.
But that particular colour as well is beautiful.
But also, it's not a fabric that you'd expect to see in a traditional quilt, is it? Like a disco trouser fabric. No. Do you know what I mean? That's not me being offensive.
No,
but you wouldn't look at that in the shop and go, "Oh, I'll make a quilt out of that."
Yeah, and if that didn't have the metallic running through it, quite honestly, I wouldn't be as drawn to it. You know, so it just gives it that something else, that added bit of texture that's really nice. Okay. So anyway,
I've read that message out, Hannah, my love.
Okay, so we are making half square triangles. Okay. So, as I said, all the instructions are in there. I'm not going to go through the measurements because they're in there. So I've got the squares, so I'm putting the 2 squares together. I've drawn a diagonal line on the back of one of them, and I'm going to be sewing a 1/4 inch either side of that line.
Okay.
Okay. Get my pedal in the right place.
If you wouldn't mind. So have you got the 1/4 inch foot on, or have you just moved your...
No, I've just moved the
needle across.
Needle, because it has a setting on this machine that allows you to do that. So when if I was piecing the whole thing now, I would just be chain piecing this.
Oh yes.
All of these little pieces. But I just want to give you an idea of what's involved in making the quilt. So after this, I will need a rotary cutter, which we happen to have one.
Hannah, I'm acting. Hannah went, it's in the box at the front, John. It's in the box. I was going to go, oh, I've not got a rotary cutter. Oh, you'll have to... Hannah's ruined it all. It's in the box. It's in the box. There's less than 10 left, though. There's less than 10 left. So is this one yours now, then?
Yes. Okay, so, it's so beautiful. Right. Right, so then I'm just cutting on the line that I've drawn.
Okay, move that out of the way for you. Oh, look how that
I
just
know,
glides.
it's so smooth, and it's not, it sort of goes in and up, and it's not like like a clicky one, so it's just that button there.
Well, like Tula said, it's the last one you'll ever have to buy.
And you just slide that, yeah. Okay, so then we can give that a press.
Oh.
I've turned it on.
No, you're right. You did it. You have to do it. It's a bit much and you have to do it yourself, isn't it?
It is a little bit.
Yeah. Diva.
So I'm just pressing to the side. That's personal preference, which way you want to
Like
press.
your top. I've just noticed it.
Thank you.
Because you normally wear frocks, don't you, really?
I do normally, yeah.
Like a little ballerina top, little tutu on it.
Is it a peplum?
No.
Not really.
No, that's a rah-rah.
It's a rah-rah.
It's the starting of a rah-rah.
Oh, right.
Anyway.
And then you can just trim the dog ears off. So you can either use the rotary cutter or...
Where did you get those from?
You can use the scissors.
Okay, now, you can't buy them yet.
They are small but mighty.
Aren't they just?
They are.
No graphics. We're not sending them until the next hour, till Tula comes back. What's that? Why is it like that?
So it has a slightly curved, finer tip so that you can get really close in. So perfect for doing things like appliqué, if you do embroidery, anything where you want to get close to the work.
Oh, I just love the colours. Do you know what the other thing you can feel is when you, we'll have to ask her, but I think they feel like micro-serrated, don't they? So you can feel that they're going to slice through your fabric. Available in the next hour.
Yeah.
Available in the next hour.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just snipping.
Oh yes, look at
these
you,
off.
because you normally cut your dog ears off with your rotary cutter, but you have
Sometimes-
because the scissors are here.
No, sometimes.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, if I'm doing it at home, generally, if I know that that's the size I want it to be, it's only if I've got to trim all the edges, then I do it with a rotary cutter.
All
But
right,
if I'm just cutting off dog ears, I use scissors.
All right.
So then you just lay that out and you sew those together.
Yeah.
So.
Hang on, put it back. Put it back.
Yes, sorry. I'm always too eager to sew.
Yeah, exactly. So those two get sewn together. You make a whole.
Make a whole long strip. Yeah. So I'll just put.
And you do
together.
2 and 2 and 2 and 2, and then join the 2s and 2s together.
I would, yes. Yeah, and I'd chain piece the whole.
Yeah.
The whole lot. It's nice and easy. Oh, she says.
Oh. One job,
Wants to
Lucy.
eat. I know. There we go. So I'd give that a press, and there you go. And you've got your 1/4-inch seams there either side, so that when you come
so that the triangle won't go right.
you're not going to lose your points there.
Lovely.
So that's the first.
Okay.
Sorry, that's the second column there. And now I'm going to jump to the last column.
Oh,
Not
I thought you were going to
literally.
physically jump then.
No, I don't
I've got
do
a message about Team Juicy.
Oh,
I don't know where. Lynn says, nice to see Team Juicy back together. Lots of love, Lynn in Taunton.
Thanks, Lynn.
If you weren't watching the birthday show, we had to do it was Victoria, Pete and Natasha against Lucy and I. We became Team Juicy. Right, what are you doing now?
So funny. So now I'm going to create this section.
Right.
Okay. So I'm doing that by putting the square on the corner, and I'm going to sew diagonally.
I hadn't even noticed that they were there, you know. I thought in my brain, oh, they're just squares of fabric, of the echinacea fabric. I hadn't realised they got the lovely...
No, they've got the luminous.
Triangles.
Yeah. And these woven fabrics are so lovely, and I think it's really, really nice in a quilt to have those different textures.
They're very like the Cafe woven stripes that he does on some of his quilts, aren't they? The texture of the fabric.
Yeah. And I really, more and more, I'm thinking about the textures that I'm adding into my quilt. So it's nice to have that something a bit different.
Yeah.
I never know which side is the right or the wrong, but it doesn't really matter.
But if you do want it, you could always, before you cut them out, put a little safety pin or a little cross in the chalk on the
you
wrong
absolutely
side.
Could. Yeah. So when you're cutting out your square, you need to be mindful
Yes.
because you want that bit in the centre
echinacea
when
flower
you're fussy
head.
cutting. Yeah, I did do some terrible fussy cutting yesterday. Got it totally wrong, but just be mindful that that's going to stay in the centre when you've got your.
Yesterday, then?
I cut out some fabric and
Oh, not this.
not this one, a different floral, and I'd cut it out beautifully, and then realised, well, the bit in the centre was just leaves.
Oh, that's nice.
But I just went with it. It was fine. So then you're
Right.
just going to lay these on, and you're sewing on the line.
Also, your stripes going across, I've noticed on all of them, aren't
Oh
they?
yes, and I should pay attention to that because it does
That's just what I'm
state.
here, really, isn't it?
I know, yeah, it's a good job. In fact, I've drawn the line on wrong because you want them to be. That's the right way. You want the stripes to run vertically.
Do you?
So that when you fold it back, they're horizontal.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
No, see,
see?
I would have made that mistake straight
Yes.
away. So
Yeah.
hang on. So when it's this way, you want the stripes to be going
They should
down.
always be going vertical. So as you're adding them to each corner,
Oh.
you want them to
So
be
this
vertical.
is your finished one, isn't it? This is the one you're going to see.
Yeah.
So that one, the stripes are going across.
Yeah, I can put that one there.
Yeah. But that one. Oh, wait.
And that one
there.
there.
You go.
Yeah.
Just have to move them. Oh, that means you've got those. Oh, it doesn't matter because they
I
don't touch, do
don't
they?
mind, no. And the other thing is then when they're sewn together, you're going to have these bits joined together.
Yes.
So if you really want to plan it so they're not, they're all different, you could do. But honestly, on this one, they're the same, and I think that's fine. There are some upside down echinaceas as well.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it too much, but you really do want to have that centred in the square.
They are. There's two. Some are up, some are down.
Yeah,
So it
some
really
are up
doesn't
and some
matter,
are down. And I do think as well, because, if you are lying underneath a quilt in bed, you're seeing it.
Nobody about to. It's not going to be lay on.
If you're underneath it and you're looking at it, then it would be the right way up,
Like me,
wouldn't
mine's
it?
all twisted round my legs when I wake up in the morning.
Well,
Are you stitching on the line?
So I'm stitching on the line.
Not either side. of the
Not
line.
either side of the line. So
Why what? Why is it all around my legs? Oh, I've woken up.
No, I'm just saying I'm not making you a quilt if it's just going to get thrown about.
We've only been here a year, Lucy. I've woken up the wrong way up in my bed with my head where my feet should be. I've woken up in a different bed. Not as in, like slut. No, not.
Okay, stop there.
I meant as in a different bed in my house.
I went into my daughter's room.
How is she? She's not been
The
poorly this
little
week?
one's feeling better,
okay,
yeah,
good,
thank
good.
you. But the middle one had her bedside lamp in her bed. I don't know how she'd done
When I
that.
was little, apparently I used to wake up and I tied my pillow. I'd taken the tie out of my dressing gown and I tied a pillow to my waist in my sleep, completely in my sleep, and tied it. I'd woken up with the pillow tied to me like that.
You must have been like draping or something in your mind. Okay.
Like every week. Anyway, so
I've sewn on the line.
Yes.
And then I'm going to be trimming away this excess.
Right.
So using the ruler, I'm just lining that up with the 1/4 inch, and then I'm just trimming away the excess fabric.
I know that Hannah's mum won't like me telling the story about Hannah, but when Hannah was younger, she woke up and she changed her whole bed linen in her sleep.
That's quite
And
amazing.
she doesn't do it in real life when she's awake. But she did it in her sleep.
I would find that so useful.
No, so would I. Wake up and you've got your clean sheets on. That's perfect.
Okay, so I'm just going to give that a press. So I'm just pressing from the front and just folding that section over.
And do we
to
keep
press.
these?
You can keep those, yes.
For
I mean,
this
you don't
quilt?
know.
No, so I'll put them here in our stash box.
Okay, and then I'm just repeating the same thing on the other side. So again, just checking that the stripes are going vertically, and I'm just going to sew.
Okay, now you don't have to worry about the stripes at this point, do you? Where they're just taking over, where they're just crossing over.
No, you want them to cross over. They must be crossing over
yeah.
because when you fold them back, you need to have a 1/4 inch seam, otherwise you will lose your point.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Hannah, about the box? Oh. Yeah, all right. Single figures, down to single figures. Oh, which bit's that in? Is that her at home? Is that in my folder? Oh, that's just a.
No, that was my sewing room. She just popped around.
Yes. Your sewing room looks like that.
No, it most certainly does not.
So that's the bundle there. Oh, I see. That's the picture that goes with it. Oh. Apparently well, not saying that, not saying that. That's a bit of news, but I don't know if
Just check yourself now.
Just check myself.
Check yourself. Okay, so just doing this exactly the same thing on the other side, and I'm just going to trim away those extra triangles.
That rotary cutter's certainly slicing through that fabric, isn't it?
An absolute joy. It's beautiful. So easy to work with. So again, just going to press those open. Just check now that my echinacea's in the right place.
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. How many, Hannah? Oh, right. There are 3 people with the rotary cutters in their baskets, and you haven't checked out. But that's not to say that other people can't put it in their basket and check out over and above you. So please, please, if you're one of those 3 people, you do need to check out. If you want them, you do need to check out. Right.
Okay, so there we have it.
Okay.
And that's it. And you just repeat that several times. And again, I would be chain piecing this.
Yes.
So as I'm adding one side, I would do that side on all of them, trim them all, repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So those are the machine pieced columns.
Okay, so that's this one down this side near me.
Yep. And
hang on, we just got to get to
where my finger is there.
Oh, there you go.
That's it.
So that's that one, and then the other one that we did is the half square triangle on the other side.
Yes.
Which you've seen.
That one there.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so what's next? What's the column you're working on next?
So
then?
the next column. So I'm going to do the appliqué.
Is that the blue one?
Columns.
Or the...
I'm going to start off with the blue one.
Okay, because that looks the complicated one. The big one with the bias river almost running down it. There it is on the still there. Okay.
So this has been folded up in my bag. I should really give it a press, but anyway. So this one, you're going to cut the fabric according to the instructions and piece it together in one long column.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this one is made up of bias binding.
Okay.
And appliqué pieces. Could you pass me the...
I could indeed.
Okay. So
they're mine, by the way, not yours. They're out of my kit, that pile.
Oh, are
there.
they?
Yes.
Where have mine gone then?
When you've met up in your suitcase now, when you're ready to take home.
Cheeky. Okay, so these are the templates.
And
so these are all the pieces. So you've got your leaf ones, petals, other type of petals, and your larger circles. And it is a really nice plastic, you know, to work with as well. So you've got a couple of different options now.
Right.
One is to do machine appliqué, which is how it has been done on the actual quilt itself.
Oh, okay, okay.
So all of those flowers were machine appliquéed. So if that's the case, you're going to use Bondweb.
Yeah, I'm listening. Oh, I've just realised how much work has gone into each of those circles.
I know.
Because that one there is just the social climber, just a circle of the fabric, but that one has got
circles
sorry,
within.
I'm just sorry.
No, you're right.
So
point
this
it out.
one here, can you get that one? Is Lucy in the way?
Gosh.
This one here is literally just a circle of social climber, but if we go up one, this one is a circle of the floral, but then look, you've got echinacea fussy cut round there, and you've got the little gold lame one or the rust lame one in the middle. So that's not just one fabric. Have I got it wrong?
No,
why
you're
are you
right.
shaking your head?
I wasn't shaking my
They
head.
said, oh, she's shaking your head, don't you?
No.
Anyway, sorry, I'll shut up.
I think I was just going, oh, it's so much work, it's beautiful.
Yes.
And they have been stitched with a blind hem stitch. Machine,
yes.
You know, a machine blind hem stitch.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I'm having those back then, aren't
yeah, so what you would do is take your Bondweb and just lay out your pieces...
On the non-sticky side?
On the papery side.
Yeah.
Draw around them, cut them out according to which fabrics you need, iron it on the back of the fabric, cut the shapes out, iron them onto your background, and then you're away.
Okay.
Okay?
So I can have those back now.
You can have those back now.
Thank you very much. Hannah's very. I think this one's going in Hannah's. Just get all my bits back. She hasn't made the quilt kit I bought for her for Christmas yet.
Has she not?
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So that goes there.
So that's that. I'm not doing that today.
Oh, okay.
I just thought I would explain it for those wanting to know.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you some hand appliqué. So this is another option. So it wasn't how the quilt was made, but it's up to you to you can do it either way.
Loves to do hand stitching, you see. She might not want to do it all on a machine.
Yeah. Or you could do a little bit of both.
Exactly.
So it is a nice project to take away with you and do those appliqué sections as you like. So I've made some bias binding using the bias binding maker. Not sure where that is.
Have you got that? Because I haven't.
No.
No. We haven't got the bias binding maker. Run it through. You know what it looks like.
Yeah. So I've already done that because nobody needs to see me doing that. But it's very, very simple to do. And I've used a 1-inch bias tape maker.
No, it's bias. It's bias. It's bias.
It's bias. It's bias.
And
it has to be because it's going to curve around. So that's just folded over.
So you literally cut, however, if that's 1 inch wide, you cut it 2 inches wide and then push it, bring it through the bias binding maker and press it as you're going along, just to create. It's like bias binding you buy in the shop, but obviously it's going to, your fabric has to be cut across the fabric, not just straight lines diagonally across the bias.
Yeah, and you actually all the bits that I'm working with today, this column strip and the bias, I've just done a short length because I'm demoing it.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
But obviously you would attach the strips together to get the whole long twirly whirly.
Technical.
Technical twirly whirliness.
Sheeny shiny, it's my sheeny shiny. Say sheeny shiny. Okay, how do you do it then?
So when I'm doing bias like this, I like to glue baste it in place. Because we're working on a curve, it's very tricky to it's not just a straight line that then you're gonna sew. So I use a glue pen to stick that down.
That one's $3.99. We've also got the sew line one as well on the web.
Do we have an open one? Oh.
So
Shouldn't have bothered asking. Thank you.
Oh, if I can get that back maybe.
So you can sort of position it as you want. What you need to do is be mindful of the fact that obviously you've got, so you don't want to go right over to the edge.
Would there just be a 1/4 seam allowance on it?
Yes, yeah. But you don't want to go, you want to be leaving a nice size gap there anyway. Yeah. So there are a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can glue directly onto the background fabric.
Okay.
Like that.
Now, this is going to dry, if you go in the wrong place, it dries clear, doesn't it? And it doesn't ruin your fabric.
Or if that's not, you feel that that's not sufficient, you can go on to the
I think
actual...
I'd be tempted to put it on the bias binding,
Go on the actual bias binding.
She obviously does it her own way. Oh, no, actually, doing it your way, you can create the shape that you want.
Yes, and actually you can kind of draw, almost draw it out with the glue to get... I've probably gone a bit too close there. Whoopsie daisy. But you get the general idea. Okay, so the nice thing about bias then is that stretching.
Yes.
As you're going. I've still done it too wide, haven't I? Okay. And then you can either hand sew or machine that into place. Yes. I would...
because this is going to happen because it's going around in a curve, so you are going to have slight fluting, which is where the hand stitching would come to its own because you could just tweak it as you're going along.
Yeah, but look, even with the glue, once it's pressed down, it's not doing that. So just ignore that that's happening because it actually doesn't when you've glued it properly. I'm just being quick and making a big old mess.
Making a mighty old mess there, thank you.
Okay, so you would do that down the length, and I would machine. So...
you'd machine this bit on?
I would machine this bit on, yes. I mean, you could hand do it, but quite honestly, it would take ever such a long time.
Yeah.
So you could, because it's folded under, because it's bias binding, you can just top stitch.
Yes.
So if you want to just do a straight top stitch all the way around, that's absolutely fine. They've used a blind hem.
Oh yes, they've used the blind hem on this one.
Yeah, the blind. They've used it all throughout.
Oh, everything.
Yeah, everything's the blind hem. So you can do a blind hem, you can do a zigzag, whatever you like.
Yeah.
I would machine, but you can do it by hand.
Yeah.
So then you just start creating the appliqué pieces. So like you said, that one would be just
a circle
on its own.
Yes.
And I would decide where you want each of the pieces to go initially, maybe take a picture of it, and then you could label, group them together and label each section that you want to put together. So I'm actually not going to start with that one. I'm going to start with this one.
Because before you've even placed these, you can still make this without knowing exactly where you're going to put it. Do you know what I mean? Because you can overlay your flowers and everything there. Or do these go through all of those fabrics? Or would you make this individual like that? Lay those up like that and then put the whole lot down? Or would you put them down?
I would position them either way.
Yeah.
Either way. Honestly, if I'm doing it, I would position them all where I want them first of all.
Okay.
And just work through the 3 layers.
Yeah.
When you're, as you come to applique the circles on top of this, you only need to catch that top one if you're doing it by hand, and that's very easy to do. It's almost harder to hand applique it onto a loose bit.
Right.
So I would lay it all down and then build up on it.
Okay, somebody just asked, what is a blind hem?
Blind hem is a stitch on your sewing machine, and it's like little straight stitches, little zigzag, little
like
stitches, zigzag. So you're working down the edge, and then it's just catching every so often, but not as many as it's straight stitches, zigzag, straight stitches, zigzag.
It's also not just used for, not just used for applique. Sometimes you want to machine up a hem on a trouser or a skirt, you fold your fabric, and then the one you're stitching along the hem, and then the one that is the zigzag just catches the fabric of the skirt, or the trousers. Then when you fold it down, and it makes what it says, you can't see there's a hem there, so it looks like you've hand stitched the hem, but it's actually machine stitched up. Right.
Which one is that on here?
Oh, let me have a look. You carry on with what you're doing, and I'll have a look on there.
Okay, so then. Is it one of...
It's no, I'll find it. You keep...
Okay. So what I've decided to do is hand applique rather than machine. So in doing that, I take the templates and I draw around them on the top of the fabric.
It's number 44. Is it not this one here? 44.
That's it.
It's number 44 in zone 1.
We could maybe show that because it will help people find it on their machine.
Can you see that there? Where my hand is number 44 in zone 1.
So obviously this is on the Elna 680, but...
yeah, obviously. This is if you've got the 680.
Yeah.
See, that's what the zigzag, straight line, zigzag, and then what happens is that's on your hem, and then, or on this one, you're just doing the straight stitches, then that's the one that just catches your applique there.
Okay, so I should mention that. If you're doing the blind hem on your machine, what you want to do is use a colour of thread that matches in with the fabric that you're sewing. Because it's going on, those little zigzags are going onto the fabric, and if it's a completely different colour, it will really show through.
Yes.
The straight stitches almost become hidden along the edge of along the edge of the fabric. So if you've never used a blind hem stitch before, you could just do a little bit of practicing before you go on the beautiful.
Remember, we've got Aurifil coming up in the next hour as well.
Have we got the template?
Oh, I put them away. I thought you'd finished with them.
Oh, sorry.
What do you need? Which one?
Just do a circle.
Oh, big circle.
Yeah, big circle. So what I've done, and you probably won't really be able to see it, but I've drawn around. Where's my brown pen gone?
There.
There it is. I've drawn around the circle onto the front of the fabric. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I've gone all the way around already. So
it might be blue. It's a brown one.
I draw onto the fabric, and then I cut it out with a 1/4 inch seam all the way around.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if I'm just using scissors and cutting them out, it's not going to be perfect. Let me show you that one.
Yeah.
So the edges aren't, you know, it's probably not a perfect 1/4 inch, but roughly.
Yeah.
And better to go slightly on the larger side than too small.
If you're doing a satin stitch applique, you'd cut it out on the actual line because you don't leave a seam allowance, do you, when you're doing?
No, yes. So if I was doing it by machine, I'd be cutting it out on the line on the bonder web.
Yes.
Yes. So when I'm positioning these pieces in place, I need to be mindful that this seam is actually going to be tucked under.
Yes.
So if I position it and I wanted these points to be meeting, obviously I need to sew that underneath first of all, and then have that so the point was meeting.
Yes.
They're actually not.
No.
So you don't need to worry about that.
No,
but should you want them to be, that's what you would do. Now in the quilt picture that's on the front is the same one. But I have seen other versions where the petals are in slightly different places.
Oh, okay, so you can choose.
Yeah, which obviously you can anyway, but feel free. You don't need to worry too much about having it be exactly as it is in the quilt or in the picture. If you want to play around with it,
of course.
And because you've got little bits left over of some of the fabrics, you could then, mix it up even more if you wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to position that where I want it, and then lay out some of the petals so I've got an idea of where they're going to go. And then what I would do is I would take a picture of it once I'm happy with it.
Remembering that those have got 1/4 inch seam allowance on them as well.
Yes, these have all got a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So whatever gap is there is actually going to be larger once it's sewn down. Okay, so you just need to be mindful of that seam allowance all the time. So once I'm happy with where they're positioned, I can either pin those in place. Personally, if I'm hand appliquing, I would rather glue them.
Okay.
So I'm going to break out my glue. Now, I don't go too near here because I want to be able to have that give to lift it up and turn it under. So I might just do a bit, in the middle where it's not going to catch on my stitches. And that's going to give it enough hold as I'm sewing it to keep it in place.
I'm just listening, I'm enthralled.
So I've got a length of thread, and this is white thread, and I wouldn't recommend using white thread, but obviously, again, this is for demonstration purposes.
I got a message from Christine here. Hello, John Lucy. I'm gutted. My car wouldn't start. Had to walk home. Just got in, so missed most of the show. Christine in Durham.
Oh,
you can watch if you're on Sky. Just watch the repeat, and on YouTube you can watch it anytime. Sorry, Lucy.
And it's worth watching because it was enthralling.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Absolutely.
Tuna's back next hour. She haven't missed both of them, Christine. She's back next hour.
Yeah, I'm normally, faffing around outside, and I was like that, just glued.
Oh. Right. Okay.
Okay.
How many minutes have we got, by the way? This hour's flying by.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
6 minutes.
Okay. So just a length of thread. You want to match the thread colour to the fabric that you're sewing on down, not your background fabric. It should always match this fabric.
Okay.
Now, having said that, I very often will just use a neutral.
Yes.
So if I was doing this, I would be using a dark grey.
Well, we've got Tula's tip for that in the next hour.
Oh, okay.
You might want to watch, Lucy.
I probably should. Okay, so I'm just...
You love Aurifil, though, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, we've got some Aurifil in the next hour.
You can come up through the backing, or I'm just going to catch it there. And then I knot. Not everybody knots, but I do like to knot.
I was going, you're not what? You went, I'm not. And
I'm not. So all I'm going to do is a ladder stitch, and like an invisible stitch. So I've come through on my line, and I'm just going to go back in through the fabric and come out.
Got a message from Jay. You know RJ? RJ is in A&E today, watching in A&E. He hasn't come through there because his shoulder's fallen out again.
Yeah.
Oh. Get better soon. Get better soon, Jay.
We miss you, Jay. Okay.
She misses you so much she's carrying on with the stitching.
And then I do miss Jay. He knows I miss him.
We all do in a funny old way, really, don't we?
Funny old way I miss it. Okay, so then I'm coming up again. I want to come up.
Yeah, listen.
Opposite where I've come out there on the background fabric, and I'm just going in through the seam. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So I'm staying on that line through the seam.
Tuck it under. Must be a circle. Must be quite difficult doing this.
Well, it's not. This is a very large circle, so it's very easy.
All right.
Now, if you were to, when you come to do the smaller circles, yes, that is a little bit trickier. Yeah. So you can just be doing that. And I'm not, this isn't proper needle turn applique because I'm using my fingers as I go. Okay. Traditionally, you should be using the edge of the needle to tuck the fabric under. But either way, it's essentially the same thing. When you come to do the smaller circles, what you can do is do the foil trick where you cut the fabric circle larger than the template, slightly larger, encase the whole thing in foil, wrap it around that plastic template.
Oh, yes.
Smooth out the edges and give it an iron. And then when you let the foil cool. And then when you open up the foil, you've got a really perfect crease to work with.
And then it's already turned under, so you can whisk it around much quicker.
And it will be bumpy because you've got extra fabric in there. And then I glue on all that bumpy seam allowance and stick that down on the top.
I'm just going to do a bit of something subliminal.
Oh, it's so beautiful. So you would just carry on like that, really? That's it?
Brilliant. I've actually got 2 minutes left to finish the whole quilt.
Okay. The other way that you can do it if you want to is an appliqué stitch.
Yes.
And if you're doing that, you come up on the edge of the fabric and you just catch the fabric ever so slightly and then come out a bit.
You can also do like a blanket stitch if you wanted to.
Yes, you could do a blanket stitch, but so that's an appliqué stitch where you'll see a tiny bit of the stitches.
Okay.
You see that there? So you're seeing more of the stitch. Now I've done it in white, so you can see it anyway, but that's what you would be doing. And then, so you would do that, that's that whole section. And then for the final one, which I am not going to have time to do.
No, because you've got 40 seconds.
What you're doing is sewing those two strips together.
Oh, 1 minute.
Okay, so machining these two whole strips together. And then you're cutting out your pieces.
And that's across the fabric, that, isn't it? Because that's the selvage to selvage, so you've cut across the fabric.
Yeah. And then you're laying them on like so.
Right.
And then a circle which you're just cutting from the black of the woven fabric.
Oh, yes.
And then your petals. So you're just doing the same thing. I've set it up for doing it by hand, but of course you could do it by machine. But
yes, you see, I've been tempted to do it all by machine myself.
Well, I mean, it was. Yeah.
Yes.
It would be much quicker.
Yes, exactly.
But I do like doing hand sewing, so something like this for me would be worth sitting down.
Yeah.
And also then I get to just pet the fabrics a little bit more.
Now you're back in an hour.
I am.
And doing, you're doing a A4 full gap, what's it called?
Lever arch.
Lever arch file cover.
Yes.
Sewing planner, and then I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you more about it. It's fascinating. And also, when we come back after this break, hang on. They're giving me false messages now. Go on. Oh, okay. See you later.
All right. Bye.
Oh, no, I thought you said in the next hour. That's what I thought. Okay. Single figures, low single figures. So I'll just go through the whole thing. I'll show the still first. Okay, so you get the templates. They are reusable and you can use them with your iron on. You get the lovely picture at the front and then also all the instructions that you need. Cutting instructions. Okay, and then look in the box. Look in the box here. I think I've got the same floor manager, very efficient floor manager that Natasha had yesterday, putting her rulers away before she'd finished with them and everything. You get all this fabric. Oh, they weren't mine.
I knew they would be.
Just shy of 11 metres there are here. You get 4 printed and 4 woven. So there are your 4 woven there. I'll put the printed ones at the front. So you get your echinacea, your social climber, your floral, oops, and your other floral there with the spot. And then the 4 woven, they're lovely, aren't they? They feel like a really lovely, that feels like a madras cotton, that, you know what I mean? And then that one's a very heavier woven. Oh, they're all 100% cotton. Enough to do the whole of the front of the quilt and the binding. The binding's in the floral, that floral one there. Finished size, Lucy? Finished size of the quilt is 72 inches by 90 inches, or if you modern money, 183 by 228. Look at it. It was £249, 99 pence on our website. It's now 199.99. Right, we're in very, very low single figures, just to warn you. Right, after the break, Tula's back. We have got Tula books. We've got the most fabulous colouring in book. You know how they're very, very on trend, aren't they, colouring in? We've got the books. We've got Aurifil threads. We've got more tools. And I've got Rotary cutters sold out. We've got those lovely scissors. I'll see you in 3 minutes from now. Join us on Facebook. Simply search for the Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Love Patchwork and Quilting is the best-selling modern quilting magazine that shares your passion for fabric. We publish 13 times a year, featuring must-make projects, essential techniques, interviews, news and reviews from the world of modern quilting. Every issue also comes with a free gift. On the 9th of February, we have a quintessential quilting treat for you. Join me, Natasha McCarty, for an hour of our favourite quilts from our first year on air. At 9 a.m, we'll take a trip down memory lane and look through our famous kits, including the stunning Bargello quilt, a round-the-world quilt kit, and the adorable kitty cat quilt. Bargello quilting is all about the colour, so our expert quilters have carefully selected the perfect palettes for this best-selling kit. The hardest part will be choosing your favourite colour combination, from sweet sorbets, deep jewel tones, bold brights, and not forgetting the infamous rainbow-inspired hues. What a decision! So don't miss out on what's set to be a wonderful hour of our ultimate kits. Tune in at 9 a.m. on the 9th of February, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level. Sewing Quarter is the UK's first TV channel dedicated to sewing and quilting. On air and behind the scenes, our team of top industry experts work hard to bring you tons of exciting projects. Whether you're into dressmaking, bag making, piecing, patchworking or quilting, you'll learn something new every day from our talented guest designers and fabulous presenters. Our online shop is packed with tools, haberdashery essentials and fabulous fabrics, from simple solids to designer gems. And with our 30-day money-back guarantee and single daily postage charge, you can shop with confidence. So tune in daily on Freeview 78, Sky Channel 678 and shop online at sewingquarter.com.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. On the 9th of February, we have a quintessential quilting treat for you. Join me, Natasha McCarty, for an hour of our favourite quilts from our first year on air. At 9 a.m, we'll take a trip down memory lane and look through our famous kits, including the stunning Bargello quilt, a round-the-world quilt kit, and the adorable kitty cat quilt. Bargello quilting is all about the colour, so our expert quilters have carefully selected the perfect palettes for this best-selling kit. The hardest part will be choosing your favourite colour combination, from sweet sorbets, deep jewel tones, bold brights, and not forgetting the infamous rainbow-inspired hues. What a decision! So don't miss out on what's set to be a wonderful hour of our ultimate kits. Tune in at 9 a.m. on the 9th of February, only on 7/4, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.
Now, before I start all about this fabric and going back over to Tula and everything, just remember at 11 o'clock, I'm going to be announcing the winner of the daily prize, the winner of the weekly prize, where somebody will win goodies of worth over £700, and Lucy and I will be announcing the winner of the block competition as well, the 4 winners of the block competition. Now, earlier, oh, Hannah, what's the matter? Hannah's like, earlier, we had a mega bundle where you could get, this is the All-Stars, Tula's All-Stars, right? This is everything. We had a mega bundle where you could get ½ a metre of each fabric, right? That sold out. And then we had that bundle, then we had 3 other bundles of the 3 colourways. Well, all we need to say to you is if you want the mega bundle, but the mega bundle itself is sold out, if you want all 3 of those codes there, right? £313.47 if you want to buy all 3 of the bundles. Okay? So that is if you want ½ a metre now, because the mega bundle sold out, if you want ½ a metre of all of these, do those 3 bundles together and you'll get ½ a metre of the whole collection. Okay, now if you want to buy them separately, these bundles, I've got the 3 different ones. Here's Dusk. £104.49. That's the Dusk 7 metres there. You get 21 metres in total. So that's the 7 metre one in Dusk. Then I'm just waiting, see what's coming up next. There we go. Campfire next. £104.49. And then Meadow was the last one. And that way you can get, if you want ½ a metre of everything, if you buy those 3 bundles, you'll get ½ a metre of everything. Because as I say, the mega bundle did sell out. Everything else, you can buy all the fabrics by ½ a metre, and they are all underneath me as now. If you go to the website, if you look at the screen on the website, underneath there, they're all back. Welcome back.
Thanks.
We've had so many, I can't tell you. Oh, did you have those glasses on earlier?
Yes.
I must have just been looking at your eyes.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to seeing you either your black one. Yes, exactly.
Yes,
black
many.
ones or pink ones.
I have probably 100 pairs of glasses.
Oh, okay. That conversation's going. I have to have, but for necessity, I have glasses all over my house, and they're just for necessity. That's all.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We're going to start with. Oh, hang on. I'm just going to move that one out of the way. The scissors. Now these scissors.
Okay.
Now, the Rotary cutter sold out. The Rotary cutter is sold out. These scissors are gorgeous. These are the little ones that Lucy used earlier. They might have fingerprints on them, I'm sorry. Again, they've got the same technique.
That same sort of electroplated finish.
But now, they feel like they've got micro serration, because when you cut through the fabric, you could really feel that you were cutting through the fabric.
Some of them do. These do not.
Oh, okay, but they still feel like they've got, you know those, it's high quality scissors, isn't it? When you cut with a high quality scissor, you can feel them actually gripping the fabric and cutting through it, sort of thing.
Yes, everything I do is high quality.
Sorry, I should have known that, of course. Now, I've not seen...
Yeah, that micro tip.
Yes.
So it has this very, very, very tiny, fine point at the end.
Yes.
And so that's for really detailed cutting when you're trying to get into areas that are hard to get to. It's really great also for clipping corners. So you get that fine micro tip point, gives you a really precise snippet.
Have a look, because it's even got Tula Pink on the blade there.
It does.
Oh.
And these are called large rings. So they're usually with a small scissor, you have a really tiny.
Oh yes, I can't.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yes.
So
they've got lots of lots of
room in the rings.
They're beautiful. Now look how beautifully packaged they come as well. I mean, even they're 4-inch large ring, these microchip scissors. Look how beautiful the packaging is. Imagine giving that as a gift. If you've got a friend who's very much into their sewing or their quilting, and they love Tula, what a lovely present that is.
Yeah, they're great gifts.
Okay, there's more in baskets than are available. That's a good start to the show, so they've sold out, basically. I think they're too affordable. I think they should be a little bit more expensive than that, but well done.
Well, you're welcome to send the balance to me.
No, to you.
No?
I'll write you a check now. I'm the wrong person. Right, now, if you're doing reverse appliqué or anything like that, you'll need, let's see, is this one open? Okay, here we go. Now these are, look, I'll try not to get my fingers all over these. This really shows up that lovely colourway on these. Look at this.
And every pair is going to be slightly different because of the process of coloring. So they're all going to have sort of a unique coloring to them.
So these ones, like you can see green, oh no, I take that back. You turn it round and it goes completely pink, doesn't it, around there? I just think that, what made you suddenly think of doing this kind of finish on them?
Okay, so the funny part is this is actually my brother's idea.
Oh, okay.
So my brother is my partner, so we work together.
Yeah.
And he's really into cars, and so this is a finish that they use a lot in like custom auto parts.
Yes, I've seen there's a hotel in London which is really, really expensive, and outside everyone shows their cars off, and I've often seen one car done like that.
When we went into the production meeting to start talking about what these would look like, we actually brought a handful of lug nuts in with us that were electroplated, and we said, make them look like this. Yeah.
So these are 6-inch. Oh, these are micro serrated. These ones.
Those are, yes.
Scissors, yes. Brilliant for when you're doing reverse applique and getting into that little part, because this bit here, bit here, completely blunt. You don't have to worry about that there. So when you're going underneath fabrics to chop away, you don't have to worry about catching any of the fabric.
Yeah, so this little bill, it's called a duck bill, and it pushes one fabric out of the way while you're cutting the other. So it helps you to avoid accidentally cutting through both layers.
Yeah, oh yes, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And also you've also got that, sorry, I just need to show that shaping as well there. So it's not like a flat pair of scissors, so you can really, really, really get into where they almost look surgical almost, don't they? So,
a lot of the hardware is sort of based on surgical implements.
Really?
So there's a lot of that in it. See, we just get each other.
It's isn't it? I'm like that lady that heckles you when you did your Aurifil thread. You kept saying, oh, I'll get on with you. Lovely packaging, really lovely packaging, £28 and £98. Right, now, we've had so many pictures in. Hannah's just had to pick two out of people who've made Tula quilts. I'm thinking, let's have a quick look at these.
Oh, gorgeous.
This is one's from Emily.
Oh, that's so
she's
pretty.
used Tula fabric with a cave design.
Yes, yeah.
Which is fantastic, and lovely cat as well, look. Okay, thank you, Emily. And the other one?
Oh, that's so pretty.
Oh, now. Diana, now I remember when we did that on the show, Diana, because Lucy made it. Not that one, that's Diana's, obviously. Lucy made it and she wanted to take it home. So we're not allowed to take the quilts home, obviously. So I took it home and I photographed it on every single bed in my house and kept texting and going, oh, doesn't it look lovely in this room? Doesn't it look lovely in this room? She thought, that's lovely, isn't it? Thank you. Right, I can't show them. Just so many. Right. You work with Aurifil threads.
I do, yes.
Lucy adores Aurifil threads.
As do I.
This is something rather special, isn't it?
It is. It really is. So this is the ultimate collection, ultimate thread collection. So I call it the ultimate because it's basically the thread collection to end all thread collections.
Oh, okay. Then.
Right?
I mean, but again, just the packaging.
Yeah.
Just the packaging is gorgeous because it's obviously the owl.
And it's all in gold foil.
Oh. Lovely, isn't it? Beautiful. Then, let me open this.
Sort of a magnetic.
There you go. It's got a magnetic flap at the front there. Are you ready?
Oh. Come on.
So now, there's 200 meters on each spool. They're 100% cotton. And they're 50 weight, these, aren't they?
Yes, they're 50 weight.
Okay, like the rotary cutter that's now sold out, these are limited, but they're exquisite. So we get 45 threads. They're all 50 weight, and they've all got 200 meters on them.
Yes.
So first of all, I don't know where to go. Let's go cotton first. Why Aurifil?
I like Aurifil because it's a long staple Egyptian thread, so it's a really, really nice mercerized, it's a smooth finish. So when I'm hand sewing or machine sewing, I find that it really limits the knotting, thread nests in my machine, and it leaves the least amount of lint in my sewing machine.
That's what you really, because if you do
crucial.
8 hours a day sewing,
Yes.
that's an awful lot of lint from the fabric and the thread going through your machine, isn't it? And colours, how did we pick these colours?
We just picked all the colors.
All the colours?
So what I did is I tried to take the colors that would most match every fabric I use. Well, if you've seen my fabrics and my quilts, I use a lot of colors.
Yes.
And I'm really, really big about matching my thread color to my fabric, especially when I'm hand sewing. It hides my stitches. And then I have sort of one row of sort of a generalized, more neutral palette. So we have sort of these sort of taupey golds to the creams, to the grays, to the black. And then we have a wide variety of blues and purples, greens and teals, yellows and oranges, pinks and reds. So really, I was trying to account for every sewing problem I would ever come across.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't think I'd want to use it. I love it.
Oh,
you know how you've got, here we go again. You know you've got that like display shelf with all your threads on.
I do have a retail display of threads.
With all the threads on.
Yeah.
But it's just like just looking at those colours is uplifting, isn't it?
Yeah.
No brown.
No.
No brown.
No.
No
I mean, the
beige.
closest we get is maybe like a goldish taupe color.
Yes, but that's a gorgeous golden taupe, yes.
Golden taupe.
Yeah, you can use it on a machine. You can use it by hand.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I use Aurifil 50 weight exclusively across all things.
Oh, okay.
And typically, I sew cotton 100% of the time.
Of course, yeah.
So I like to use a cotton thread with cotton fabric.
It's weird because when I was training back in the day, because I'm a pattern cutter and everything, we only ever had, there was no choice. Because polyester thread in those days was like, you just don't use it. But like I say, we were using expensive cottons and things like that. And we only ever, so when I started working, we said, oh, we use polyester. Now I know polyester thread have come on a long way, but I'm still very traditional.
I just want my thread to give in the same way that my fabric gives.
Does. But if your fabric's 100% cotton,
my fabric's always 100% cotton, and so using 100% cotton thread just seems like the obvious choice.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful. 45 threads. You get 9,000 meters. Hannah keeps telling me 9,000 meters of thread there. It's just I just wouldn't. I wouldn't want to open. I mean, it's just beautiful.
And what's nice about it too is that if you do use through one color, you can just buy that color and replace it.
Of course. They're gorgeous. Now, obviously, that's, I mean, they will sell, but £149, maybe thinking I don't need that many threads, I'd like to buy some other box. Now, this is what I love. This is the one I watched all the videos of my... Because you had a great big thing behind you on the wall of that, didn't you, when you did the launch? It's Tula. Now, Tula drew it.
Yeah, they really wanted to put photos on all the covers.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not putting a photo of myself. I was like, but I can draw myself and then be proud of the drawing.
Exactly.
And not feel like a egomaniac by having just a big picture of my mug on the front of it.
Yes, and also the thing is you can put whatever those eyes are telling us one thing. Whereas if you take a photo, if it's not quite the photo you're happy with, you're going to catch the eyes going, I hate having my picture taken, and it shows
I do too.
in every single picture.
Well, so I fixed them. I kind of whitened my teeth. I sort of fixed I fixed a few things.
But this is the one. I just think it's cute, really.
Thank you.
Got different coloured hair there, though.
Slightly different. Yeah. It changes from time
I love
to time.
also the way that. Oh, does it change lots?
Yeah.
I love the way that you frame yourself in that kind of. Regency or Queen Anne frame there of just...
you are how you see yourself, right?
Beautiful, yeah, exactly. 10 spools in there. Spectacular colours, it says.
Yep.
Oh, now these... these are... Right. So, this question I ask all the quilters... Sorry, I keep touching you.
That's all right.
when I say what colours do you work with, if you've got a red and a blue that you're sewing together, or if you've got a green and a white, which colour do you use?
Yeah.
But you use, look at, I mean, that,
All of
for
them.
instance,
Yeah.
every colour.
I used almost every thread color in that black box to do this. But every once in a while, I come across something that I can't match to specifically. And so then I have a selection of variegateds.
See, look. This is the only one with variegated ones
Yes.
in. Again, there's 10 threads there. They're 50 weight again, 34 pounds. Aren't they beautiful? Because not only, you could use it as a decorative, you could use it as a decorative one as well,
Absolutely.
couldn't you? 'Cause that.
Yeah.
So you'd use it when maybe you're sewing lots of different pinks together and things like that, obviously.
If I'm sewing a lot of different pinks together, but I don't want to change my thread every time, sometimes it's more about disrupting the pattern of the eye. So the eye will follow a solid line, but it can't follow a line that changes. So it sort of makes your brain lose the pattern of the thread.
Of course,
so sometimes it's really nice to use a variegated because it'll just sink into the fabric rather than stand out.
Exactly. But it's funny, isn't it? Because you could use it to sink into the fabric, but then with using it as a decorative stitch, it's going to pop out of the fabric.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? They are beautiful. Just have a look at those again. Oh, those colours again in there. They're going to go with, I mean, I just think they're adorable, aren't they? £34.99 for the 10 threads. Are you going to? Is that your concise range, or will you bring out more variegated?
That will be the only variegated that I do, because that is sort of the quintessential variegated for me.
Yes,
so
exactly.
there isn't really anywhere from here. I don't feel like I could improve on that.
No, there's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. Yeah. So that's it. So that one's called the Premium Collection, and so that's just sort of, for me, the end all of variegated threads.
Perfect. So make sure you check that one out if you've got that one in your basket. So I'll just put that one there. Now, I've got 3 other boxes here. Which one would you like to go to first?
Well, so they all sort of work in tandem.
Oh, okay.
So these are the Moonshine palettes, and they were originally designed to go with the Moonshine fabric collection.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to retire after the collection was out of print, but we found that they were still so useful that we just kept them.
Of course. But also, I keep saying this, what a lovely gift. Because you think, if you're buying something for somebody, you go, oh, I've bought you thread. It doesn't sound very exciting, does it? Whereas you buy one of these Aurifil boxes, you get authenticity from you and the love of colour from you, but you know you're also getting good quality as well.
And a sewer can never have enough thread.
No.
There's no sort of end to the amount of thread that we need in general.
Exactly. So we'll go to this one first. Oh, nice. Now, I'm looking I'm thinking meadow bundle, fabrics from the meadow bundle there. £34.99.
Yeah.
The meadow bundle is going across the bottom. I'll just show you quickly if you just tuned in. There's the meadow bundle there. So you've got the lovely greens and blues and limes in there and everything. I just think it's an exquisite array of colour, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I'll reach some fabrics out in a second because they're right over there. I don't want to stretch across the front there. So that one's that one's called, oh no, hang on. How do we know the difference then? So if you love that one, you'll need to take a note of the code of that one, KZRW40. Because that's this one. That's this one. They're all from the Moonshine range, but I'm presuming when I open each one, it's going to have different colours in it, isn't it?
It will.
Then I'll go to this one here, which is, I love now.
So that's Dandelion. This is the Dandelion.
This is Dandelion.
palette.
I was looking at the actual drawing on the front. The drawing is just exquisite.
Thank you.
That's one of your drawings, I'm taking, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, look. Beautiful colours there. So you get the 10 threads again, $34.99. Now I'm looking campfire, or maybe the really gorgeous golds in there and everything, just beautiful. What I'll do is in a minute, well, when we spread the fabrics out, I'll put the threads back with the fabrics, so you can have a good look at what's going on there. But just beautiful. Okay, and then the last one is the strawberry. Oh yes. I'm thinking nice summer cocktail drinks with that one.
Yeah, we should do that now.
Oh, I've still got another hour. It's only 20 past 10.
Not where I live. It's 4 in the morning.
We're still partying from last night then, aren't we there? Look, gorgeous. Oh, just £34, that one. What's the, this is completely off kilt now. Because if you go to like California, it's warm all the time in California, is it? Do you get extremes in Kansas?
Yeah, we're actually on the Missouri side, so Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, hot summers, orange, yellow fall, rainy spring, and snowy winters.
Oh, so you get everything.
The full
you get
spectrum.
Everything. Oh,
yeah.
That's fantastic. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let me just put those. Okay, say this again, sorry. House of Tula book. Right. Quilts from the House of Tula Pink. Yes. Going on to the books now, I've got 3 books to show you. All of your books are just, again, I was flicking through them, just exquisite, aren't they? Have a look at that one there. So now where does this, it's only $15.99. Beautiful, again, another gift. Self-gifting's the way to go there if you've not got it already. Where do you start with a book then?
So this particular book was really about whenever anybody comes to my house, I've made most of the things in my house.
Okay.
So and the problem with having a friend who's a book editor is they walk through your house and they just see editorial, right?
Of course.
So she said, why don't we take all of these things in your house that every time someone comes to your house, they go, oh, I love that, where'd you get it? And I say, I made it. And take all of those projects that people like from your home and put them all in a book. So that's really what this is things from my home all put into a book.
Okay, so to start with, you've just got all different techniques, Tula techniques. Oh, look, see now, sketching your quilt design.
Yeah. So there's a lot of process in this book too. So I talk about the process of designing fabric, the process of designing a quilt, because sometimes you want to know more about just the instructions.
Exactly. Oh, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So carrying on there. Do you want to see that picture again? I'll just show you the drawing. There you go. So is that your hand?
Yeah, that's my hand. So this is just me sort of talking about how I actually design a quilt, because I do everything in a really sort of manual, old school way, like graph paper and pencil. I'm with you.
I'm with you, because it can't go wrong, can it? It's a paper and a piece of paper and a pencil and things like that. Whereas how many times do you save things on or think you've saved things on a computer and it's gone, or a phone that does everything but make phone calls and things like that.
Right.
So now we go to section 2. Now, where are these photographs taken? In your house?
No, these are not in my house. Okay. I work with a photographer. Her name is Elizabeth Maxon, and she does just beautiful photography. And I only have one rule for quilt photography, which is no quilts photographed on beds. Like, we totally get it. We know where they go.
Oh, okay. So go back.
So all of the quilts are photographed in an environment, and she uses all the props to sort of tell stories about the quilts that are in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I thought it might be your house before you decorated it or something.
No, it wasn't.
So then we go into, how many quilts are in here? 20 projects in here.
20 projects.
10 quilts and 20 projects. But this is what I love, all these different, am I leading to the one with the, I am, there's one coming up here that I absolutely love this.
This one was actually designed because I design all these fabrics that have sort of these larger motifs, and people are afraid to cut into them. They want to save them.
Yes.
So this quilt was designed as sort of a way to save those pieces by just putting them in fabric frames and hanging them essentially on a wall. So the little nails that were hanging the picture frame, sort of gallery style, are actually covered buttons.
What a fantastic idea, because you're right. Because what you'd normally do is if you have a fabric with a big print in, that would be the one maybe in the center.
Right.
And then you do your half square triangles, whatever, hexes all going around it.
And so this I literally framed the fabric and hung it on a wall.
How fantastic. It's brilliant, it's lovely. Then we're moving on. There's not the, is that the frame that you're round in this?
Similar, yeah. So every quilt project has an accessory project that goes with it. So like a little pillow, some sort of home decorative accessory that goes with it that isn't just a quilt.
Yes, of course.
So the last quilt was about framing pictures and putting them on a wall. This is about doing sort of shadow portraits in fabric.
Oh, wow.
And then you can frame them and put them on the wall in the same room with the quilt.
It looks like a cameo brooch.
Exactly like a cameo. Yeah.
Brilliant. And could you do that with a real person to get the shape? Is this how you're saying? Shine a light on someone's head and you get loads?
Yeah, that's my sister Jane.
Oh, I can see that.
Yes, clearly.
Say this again, Hannah. So now, now this is where originally you said you wanted to be an illustrator of a children's book.
Yes.
You've done all the illustrations for this book, haven't you, as well?
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, we decided instead of using computer-generated sort of cold imagery that I would just use my sketches, which I do anyway, to sketch out all of the diagrams.
So we've got the sketch, and then we've got the real thing.
Right.
Look, isn't that lovely? What's that one called?
Raindrops, I believe.
Raindrops. Oh, look.
Yeah,
And, look,
and then there's a shower curtain, sort of raindrop shower curtain that goes with it.
Brilliant.
And this one actually has sort of cut out little clear raindrops. Well, you know, they're strategically placed.
Oh, good. I was going to say.
No, they're not. But like, I don't really keep a lot of people in the bathroom with me when I shower anyway, so it's okay. No, I don't.
Are you not one of those people that have a camera crew following you?
Yes, I'm not an exhibitionist.
No,
so.
no, I should hope not.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then oh, look. They're absolutely
And the photos are really fun too. So this one's Fairy Tale Lane, and then she's put all these clocks in the photo all the way around it. So she really uses the photos to illustrate what the quilt is.
So you let her do all the styling then?
Yes.
Or do you say, I want this one with clocks? Or
No. I send her the names of the quilts, and then she imagines what they are. But this one's designed to be almost like a children's play mat. So there's little roads.
Oh, yes.
There's little roads that go through, so you could lay it on the floor. And
put
kids,
your baby down on it.
Yeah, and put your baby down on it, and they could run cars down the roads. And then there's a little sort of mock cuckoo clock project that goes with that
goes
one.
with it. And it's really, really been. Oh, look, the photographs are exquisite.
They're pretty great.
And for somebody who you would much prefer a drawing to a photograph, but they
except for her photographs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so the only thing that I told her when she was going out to photograph all these quilts is I told her, I'm looking for like a apocalyptic chic, right?
Yeah.
So I want something that looks like it was glamorous once, a little Grey Gardens, you know?
Yeah.
That's like all fallen apart. And so she found this apartment above a store in the middle of the country that had all this peeling pink silk wallpaper.
Like Miss Havisham sort of thing.
Yes, very Miss Havisham, yes.
We love this. This would look lovely in this collection, wouldn't it, as well?
Yes, it would.
Really, really beautiful there. They're all fade to pink. That's gorgeous, isn't it? If you carry on, I'll carry on a bit for. Oh.
Yep.
That's a pillow. So is there a? Oh wow! It's just incredible, beautiful. But
Thank you.
You not only draw drawings. All the instructions and everything like that. There's everything you need to know.
Yes.
And then if we get right to the back here, we've got templates at the back as well.
Yeah, for the more for the sort of accessory projects, my quilts tend to be template free because I'm a lazy sewer.
Oh, right.
Like I want people to be really impressed by the things I do, but I don't want to earn that. Right?
Okay, that's cool. That's good.
I want to do as little work as I have to for maximum sort
impact.
of fawning of me later.
Fawning.
Yes.
Right, I've just put that back down there a minute because I've got to tell you that half of these have gone. Half of the ultimate thread box have actually gone. It's beautiful. Look at those colours. $149.99. Just gorgeous. It's just all about the colour. You know, we are kindred sisters, I think, because the colour, all the colours you pick, there's not one that I would go. You could offer me, not you. One could offer me any of those fabrics. And I'd be happy with all, normally in a collection, you look at something and you think, oh, that's fabulous, that's fabulous. There's always one or two.
Sure.
Every single one of those would do me. Nice message, Christine. Hi, Tula and John. So excited. Love everything you do. The threads are awesome. Christine, near Durham. Again, she said.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, next book.
Either one. The coloring book is really fun.
Right. Okay, because we were talking about colour and everything like that. This is where, well, I'll show you. They're all your designs, aren't they? But this is where people could express their own.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Classic Tula designs, but they could express because they could colour them in colours that you wouldn't.
Any colour, And we have all different, it's a really wide variety of drawings in here. But this has become really popular lately as sort of a meditative, therapeutic tool.
Oh, yes, totally.
Excuse me.
Do you want some water? You're all right.
Oh, I'm okay.
Okay.
So we sell them, a lot of adults use them.
Oh, but that's what.
And then a lot of kids use them too.
Kids use them, but then for the adults, it's like it is grown-up colouring in.
It is.
It's sophisticated
It
colouring.
is.
Have you, on purpose, not put something on the back
so
of the
the
page?
back of each page is blank so that if you're using markers or something, it won't bleed through into the next drawing.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe framing them.
Yeah, you could do that also.
Because in one of your rooms at your house, I seem to remember lots and lots of small frames. I don't know if they were a new collection or something, but they all look lovely.
They're all the original drawings from all of my fabrics.
But if you've done 25 collections, and each, how many do you put in a collection? Is it all have the same amount?
Usually, like the main prints of a collection are around 20 to 25 prints. And it's 8 prints typically in 3 different colorways. So really there's 8 prints in a collection. Over 25 is what, 400?
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's an awful lot of pictures.
There's an awful lot of them, yes.
And you say that your hobby is sewing.
Yes.
But sewing with other people's fabrics when you're doing your sewing as well as
I
your
mix them in. I find that I'm not emotionally connected to a quilt unless it has at least 50% of my fabrics.
Oh no, I can understand. So when you're sewing for joy, for your own comfort, you're still making a quilt?
Absolutely. I pretty much only make quilts.
Okay.
I make a few bags, mostly just to carry the quilts.
Of course, yes.
The only thing I don't make is clothes.
Okay.
Just because I don't really want to measure this.
Well, what a shop?
That's not a good afternoon for me.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I pretty much just make quilts.
Okay.
And I love making quilts. My biggest fear is that I'm going to die without making all the quilts I have ideas for.
Oh my word.
So like I'm chomping at the bit to make quilts. I mean, even between these 2 little segments,
Yes.
I was in the green room sewing.
Wow, because before you came in, I was looking up the meaning of Tula, right?
Oh, yeah?
And one of them was running water.
Yes.
And I thought, but that's exactly what you're like. You don't stop, do you?
No.
You know what I mean? Like you're like a babbling brook continuing on.
Well, you know what they say, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel. Like I wake up every morning just crazy excited to get to whatever it is I have to do that day. Even if it's just answering emails sometimes.
Oh yes, but then the thing is, that's all part of it. You can't just be a designer in a garret drawing lovely pictures. You've got real life to sort out.
I mean, I really do love every single part of it.
Yes. And do you do much colouring in to relax?
I sew to relax. I mean, I have colored all of these just to make sure they all worked.
Oh, of course.
Just on airplanes and things. But yeah, there's my Elizabeth.
The thing is, what you do is you seem to take something traditional and Tula it up a bit.
Yeah, I just run it through my filter and see what comes out. And I don't put a lot of parameters or boundaries on what that will be.
And sometimes you go, I'll just put it through. And then it comes out the other end, you go, no.
Yeah. That happens all the time.
Oh, right. That creates all this creative
I am
process,
a huge fan of bad ideas.
Okay.
Because bad ideas lead to good ideas.
Oh, yes, totally.
So I actually schedule in bad idea time. So I'll say on Monday, I have to start a new fabric line or a project of some kind. On Monday and Tuesday, I'm only allowed to have bad ideas. Because creative block is just a fear of bad ideas. That's all it is. It's just being so afraid to have a bad idea that you can't get to the good one. So I always
let the bad
schedule
ones out
in.
first.
Well, because when you tell yourself you're only allowed to have bad ideas, all you want to have are good ideas. So it's like I reverse psychology myself.
You're your own therapist, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I think it's like when this, not away from creativity, but when something horrible happens in your life, and you not horrible, but you're just like, I'm having a bad day. I let myself be really maudlin. So you can be maudlin until you wake up tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Then tomorrow morning, that has gone, and you carry on. So you enjoy the wallowing of, oh God, this,
absolutely.
And then the next day it's gone.
I do the same thing with creativity, because being creative on a deadline is really daunting.
Yes.
You know, I have deadlines every single day that I have to meet, and they're all creatively driven. So in order to keep that creative energy up, I have to say, okay, I'm just gonna have bad ideas today.
Yes.
And it's like when I first buy a sketchbook, a brand new sketchbook, the first thing I do is take a big black marker and scratch out the first page. Because no idea I have after that will be worse than that first page. It like totally releases
Until we
me.
get the Tula collection, black squiggles on a white page.
Well, then you know I'm going down a dark road at that point.
I'll be round with the parsley, with the cilantro. Christine says, could you trace the design onto fabric and then embroider around the design?
You could. I also have a book that has already done that for you.
Oh, well, we'll get that one out.
But yes, you could.
Because again on the film, your first quilt was the cave quilt, but you
Yes.
were quite young when you made it.
Yes.
And you didn't want to seem to be the geeky girl.
Right,
So
right,
you then
right.
embroidered like a skeleton
Yeah,
on a...
there were skeletons riding birds like a roller coaster with their hands in the air because I had to keep my like angsty teen street cred.
Which
you
has
know.
carried on, I hope, into
yes,
your
yes.
20s. You know.
Yes, my
Anyway,
early 20s.
Yeah, sorry, early 20s, yes. Who?
Oh, that's Belladonna Von Black.
Okay.
She's one of the 3 witch sisters from my previous Halloween line called Nightshade.
Oh, wow.
I think the other ones are in there too. Oh yeah, that's her little sister. She's a pirate.
Oh, now this is Tula Dark.
This is Tula Dark, and then the older sister is actually 1 page back. And so that's the older sister,
She's
Scarlet Von
incredible.
Black. She's the matriarch of the family.
Oh, I can see.
She's responsible for most of the family's wealth because she's been married 9 times.
Oh, there's a whole
story. She's been married 9 times, and she's responsible for most of the family wealth. All of her husbands have died in freak weather accidents.
Oh, yes. And they're all wealthy.
They're all wealthy, and due to a shocking lack of prenuptial agreements, it's now a very wealthy family. There's a whole story.
Was there a good one? Was there a good sister?
Oh, she's the good one.
Oh.
No.
No, I didn't mean good as in I meant good as in pure and like Snow White.
No. They all have their cross to bear.
Like Galinda. There was no Galinda
There's
to
no
the
Galinda.
Alpha Bar.
No.
Beautiful book, beautiful. $11.99. 75 signature designs. Right, okay. I've still got... What time is it? Oh, no, we're right. Right, I've got to show you some bundles, first of all, before we go any further. Here we go. Just checking now. This is the Dusk bundle we've put together. Basically, if you're watching earlier, we had a mega bundle where you get half a metre of every single fabric. They've all sold out, but you can still get the same thing, half a metre of each fabric, but you could buy the 3 bundles that we put together. So that one there is the Dusk one. The next one will be Campfire, I'm imagining, if we're going in the order. Yep, Campfire. The graphics are so slow. There we go. There you go. There's Campfire. And then last but not least was Meadow. I just have to come back to me before we go to that one. That's lovely because this is all the mainly greens and that look. And
which is
beautiful.
that little shot of red just to spice it up.
But it's lovely because you've got the little shot of red with the birds, but then you've got the little spot of red in the pom-pom as well to lift the pom-pom.
And there's
there.
a little bit of red in the bee's wings also.
Yes.
So it kind of ties in throughout, and then a little bit in the raccoon print also.
Yeah. If you bought all 3 of those, you'll get half a metre of the whole range, Now, I love this book because you haven't given them names.
Nope.
You've given them numbers.
Yep.
Right, now I had to write this down because I tried to learn this last night, but I couldn't remember this. I am the platform, you are the speaker, so stand on my shoulders and tell the future who you are.
Yeah.
I thought that was lovely.
Oh, thank you.
That was really lovely because that's exactly what you can do.
Well, that's what quilting is. I might do the math and write the instructions or whatever, but the quilt is purely yours. It's not mine.
Yes.
When you finish a quilt, it is not mine in any way, even if you've used my fabric and used my pattern. So with this book, it's 100 quilt blocks, and on each block, they're numbered, and then I expect you to name them yourself.
Oh, wow.
Because as you sew, sewing is therapy, it's meditation. So as you sew, you're putting a little bit of you into every block. So why would I have the audacity to name them for you? It's your block, not mine.
Exactly. So are they taken from, Tula's take on traditional blocks?
Yes.
So you might find a log cabin-esque one in here, but you haven't called it log cabin because...
No. And so the people who I really love it when people bring me their books to sign at an event or something, and they've titled all their blocks, and there'll be things like, Johnny broke his leg in soccer. Because that's what happened the day they were making the book. And that's really what I wanted, I hoped people would do with it, because it was we've kind of moved into this designer-driven era where people really believe that we own everything, and I don't.
No.
I don't see it that way. Somebody can make a quilt exactly like mine with the same exact fabric, same exact everything, but it's still their quilt. It's not mine.
And also, it's still going to be theirs because there'll be one corner that maybe not matches.
Absolutely.
Or you might have done one corner that doesn't match. You know, I can't imagine that happening somehow.
It happens.
Yeah, okay. But you know what I mean? It's like, like you say, even if they made that quilt using exactly your fabrics, quilting it the same way as Angela quilted it, still there, isn't it? Still there.
Absolutely.
And also, we have a lot of ladies message me who make memory quilts.
Yep.
So what would be lovely is if they did use blocks and they could remember people, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, that's
missing,
the intention, is that you can really take ownership over all the blocks in this book. So you can, it's yours. At the end of the day, it's yours.
So do you have cutting instructions in this book? Or is it literally
so what I wanted to call the book was no templates, no applique, no funny stuff. Yeah. I get overridden a lot.
Yes, you get 100 modern quilt blocks.
But so the idea was, so I always loved a Dear Jane quilt. It's a very complicated quilt that takes a long time to make. I got about 4 blocks into the Dear Jane quilt and gave up. I was like, this is more effort than I'm willing to spend on anything. So I wanted to write my own version of it where the blocks were bigger, where you don't need so much information, right? You don't need a lot of techniques. There are many people who come to my lectures and events who say this is the first quilt they've ever made. And they're beautiful. You really can't mess it up. So all you need are, here's the 2 fabrics that are in this one. So this sort of green polka dot and this darker green. And then these are the pieces you need to cut, and then you just sew them together according to the diagram. It doesn't require explanation.
Yes. So you can make them, not only you can make many sizes you wanted. So if you wanted to do...
Well, there's only instructions for the one size.
But if you then had that proportion, so if
you
know
could.
that your size, if you knew that one size, say that's a 12-inch finished block and you want an 8-inch, you know, just take a quarter off. Or if you want to make it bigger, you can make it a quarter bigger.
Sort of.
Does it not work like that?
In quilting, sort of, it works like that.
Oh, no, you have to add the...
You have to add seam allowance. It's kind of the thing. So these all finish at 6.5 inches.
Oh,
and the idea is that you could make all 100 and make a whole quilt. You could make 10 and just make a small quilt or placemats or whatever. So you just have the blocks. And what I do is, as I'm sewing other things, I take all my scraps.
Right.
And instead of just putting them in a scrap bin that I will never touch again, I take my scraps and cut them into pieces, put them in a baggie and number it so I know which block it is, like number 19.
Yep.
And then throw it in a drawer. And when I'm between projects and don't really know what I want to do next, I just pull a baggie out and whip it together really quick.
Oh, wow.
And so really, I end up making this quilt every year.
But that's almost like a sorbet between courses, isn't it? You think, oh, this meat dish or whatever is so heavy. I'll just have a quick one go on that, and it kind of cleanses the palette.
It's a palette cleanser. It can be a palette cleanser.
Is this picture actually 6.5 inch? Is that a picture of the finished size?
Yes, that's a picture of the finished size.
So that's very useful, because if you are confused about, you know, where you could lay your piece out, remembering your pieces will have seam allowance on them. But I was just thinking, for people who are slightly more advanced, you could photocopy that to a bigger size, knowing it hasn't got any seam allowances on, but then you could just add seam allowance.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Just thinking, you know.
Yeah.
I love this book. This book will sell out. There's 100 in here.
And there are a lot of sew-alongs online that use this book. There's usually 2 or 3 every year since the book came out. And so people just keep remaking it because...
not you,
not
other
me,
people.
Other people. They start these big groups. I think the last one just finished in France the end of last year, and they had 100 people all over the country all making this quilt, but everyone's turned out completely different. It was so cool.
That is fantastic. I love it, because it's got the simplest to more advanced, to flying geese, to half square triangles, literally just strips sewn together. It's all sorts of...
all different things. And they're broken into chapters. So one chapter mostly focuses on strips. One will focus on half square triangles. One will focus on, there's a section there I call haiku blocks, which are just like not really related to any traditional block.
Okay.
They're just sort of a short snippet of a poem. You know?
How fantastic. Okay, we're down to single figures on that book. Down to single figures on that book. Now £15.99. Tula Pink's City Sampler Quilts, 100 modern quilt blocks. I saw Marilyn's there. Hello, John and Tula. Just added the City Sampler book to my order. Can't wait to start making. Love, Wendy. P.S. Your customer service truck. They are brilliant, aren't they? Our customer service here, brilliant. Thank you. And did you say there was another one? Marilyn, what a lovely show. Thank you, Tula and John. Fabulous books. I love the idea of an accessory to go with a quilt. Love, Marilyn.
Oh, thanks, Marilyn.
It must be so lovely to be you because you inspire so many people.
It really is. It really is nice. Yes.
I'm being serious.
Oh, sorry.
Must be lovely to be. No, but it is. It must be, because if you think of all the misery in the world at the moment, and you go to Tula Pink for joy and colour and bright and...
Well, and that's what I do. I peddle joy. I mean, and I teach this in my classes too. There's no room for frustration or being persnickety or any of that in this. We're not saving the world. We're not feeding starving children. We're supposed to be having fun. If it's not fun, we're not doing it right.
But having said that, a lot of our quilting group ladies that we know, and gentlemen that we know, do love to make for, like, the quilters
for charity
communities.
quilts. Yeah,
they look after each other.
absolutely.
So if somebody has a death in the family,
Yeah.
quilts are sent off.
Yeah,
or,
it's a
or
community.
hospitals and babies that have been born too early.
Absolutely.
Don't know why I did
Yeah.
that, but babies born too early. Suddenly there's all these neonatal or whatever they're called, quilts being made.
Yes,
It's just
there are.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Really, really lovely community. Right, before I go on to these, the luxury cottons. Down to single figures now. Down to single figures. I know it's too early to start talking about Christmas. Wouldn't that make a lovely Christmas gift? Oh, what have we got?
great
Mother's
Christmas
Day,
gift.
Mother's Day,
Yeah.
Easter, birthday, Valentine's Day. Treat yourself, I would. Well, I have to on Valentine's Day, sadly. I'll be buying that for myself then, again. Right, okay, let's move on to this. What time? Because we look at the time again, flying
goodness.
past. Right, the quilt behind us here
Yes.
is this one here, isn't it?
Yes, it's called Tula Nova.
Tula, oh, like Supernova,
Yes.
but Tula Nova, okay. What comes in here?
So what comes in here, so this is an English paper piecing project.
Yes.
So it's all your paper templates
Right.
that you would base all your fabric to.
Yes,
and
yes,
so
yes.
it's a hand sewing project.
Of course.
And so I hand stitched all of this.
How long did that... Now, the thing is...
This one?
Yes, but you have projects going on. That'll be on one table in your workroom. There'll be something... Oh, no, that's done in the private room. isn't it?
Yes, this would be in my den upstairs if you've watched the YouTube videos.
Yes, that's how I know. I've not been there. Yet.
But so I would work on this at night and on weekends. Like, it's sort of the thing that you carry around with you because it requires so little to set up. You don't need to set up your sewing machine and get the extension cord and all of that. So this is something that I would keep pieces basted and in a little bag.
Yep.
And then just on airplanes.
Well, I was going to say, you have to travel these days.
I travel all the time, and you
don't
can do this on an airplane. So I do this just sort of in between other things. So this one probably took me about 3 weeks.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 3 years.
No. I have some that have taken me many years, but no, this one's manageable.
That is incredible. And obviously you could like, if you knew you're just going on a short journey, you could just, because it's done in sections.
Yes, it's
isn't it?
done
Lots
in
of
sections. So I would just take with me on an airplane, let's say, depending on how long the trip was, a couple of these blocks, just pre-basted in baggies, and then just sew them together as I fly.
Okay, so in there you get all the templates, and then is there other instructions in there?
There's a pattern in there. So it has all the instructions, plus photos of the quilt.
Oh, Uber instructions.
Yes. And there's a coloring page here. And the reason we have the coloring page is so if you want to make it differently, you know, I had someone in a class even earlier this week who made theirs all black and white. It was beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And she did it sort of black in the middle, and then it faded to light gray and white on the outside. It was lovely.
Like an ombre.
Yeah, like an ombre. So you can color in and then match your fabrics to your coloring chart. So you don't have to do it exactly the way I've done it. You can sort of mix it up.
No, but also, I mean, this is me, because you've got every single color. Some people want that in a green room, or in a pink room, and they might just want all their pinks or all their... Or mix, you know, kind of mix and matching your different prints. I've just got a message from Sandra. Thank you for a great show. I've spent far too much money and just added the colouring book. Oh, and you've not been too well, Sandra. Julie, my sister-in-law Julie went through all that as well, Sandra. You take care of yourself now, do you hear me? Right, that's fantastic. I love it. Tula Nova, pattern, colouring, everything you need, basically.
All
apart
your
from the fabric.
instructions, apart from the fabric, all your instructions, and then just basic English paper piecing instructions that apply to all English paper piecing. That's in there also.
Okay, then, perfect.
And then a photo of my finished quilt. And there's lots of photos online also.
Yes.
So I post everything everywhere. So if you're at Instagram or Facebook, all of my stuff is at Tula Pink.
You'll notice I heart everything.
Yes. It's all at Tula Pink, and we have many photos of it.
John says, how wonderful to have Tula's inspiring ideas. With John and Tula, it's like having two friends in my sitting room. Aww. Get the kettle on, we'll be over it in a little while. Right, what's this then?
So these are actually the cutting templates that go with the pattern pieces. So...
Oh, so do we need to buy...
You don't need to. It's an accessory.
Right.
I find it to be a very useful accessory.
Right.
So what these are is acrylic cutting templates. So you can actually place this on your fabric and you can see through it. There's paper backing on here, but once you peel the paper, you can see through it. You could...
so they're not bright orange in real life?
No, they are.
But so you peel the paper off.
Can peel the paper off, and then you can line it up on your fabric to fussy cut.
Oh, brilliant.
And then you can use your rotary cutter to cut around because it's a real acrylic ruler template. And all of my templates have a 3/8 inch seam allowance, as opposed to the standard 1/4 inch. Because when you take the fabric, go around the paper and onto the back, I find that the amount of fabric you lose going around the paper is about that extra little 1/8 of an inch. So this gives you a chunkier seam allowance. It's a little bit easier to handle.
You can always tell when these have been designed by somebody who does that actual skill or that art. Because these, like Rachel the Ruler, who owns Creative Grids, you know that she and her design team are quilters, because everything on that ruler, like these, are just, you've used them, and you've gone, we need an extra 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, we need an extra 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
I had 1/4 inch ones way early on when I first started years ago. And I just found that the seam allowance was too short. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't get a grip on it. So we've added an 1/8 of an inch.
It's literally what some people just think as a...
It seems like
breadth,
nothing.
It
Seems like nothing, but it makes all the difference in the world when you're actually sewing.
So that's fantastic. But then could you also... So that's to cut the fabric out to go around the paper pieces. But then you've got those forever, haven't you? Because you could use those for applique shapes as well.
Oh, absolutely. They're really universal shapes. So you have pentagons, triangles, diamonds. I mean, you could use them for just about anything.
And they come in a lovely box as well, so you're not going to lose them. Because the trouble with a lot of these is they come in a bag, you lose the bag, and then that's it, isn't it? So you've got lovely, lovely
and
box.
You can use that box to keep your basted pieces in also after. So I'll travel with that.
Okay. Now, the 100 quilt books sold out. Sold out. Congratulations if you got that. Marion says, please, John, match the thread boxes to the fabric bundles. Oh, we will, Marion. We will. So, the first thread bundle we had was... No, the first was this one, which we said was to go with dusk. Didn't we?
Yes.
They're not made to go, Marion. They don't make to go. But
they
we'll
do,
show
though.
You.
They do, though.
They do, though.
Get some of these guys out.
These are, the one on the front there, yes, it's... So
this is Meadow.
It's got, what does it say? Vinegar?
Meadow.
Oh, Meadow. I think I need new glasses. Meadow. There you go.
So you can see how well those match.
So that's something we put stripes in our bundle as well, but that's the pom-pom and the pattern there. Exquisite. So if you want to look at the Meadow bundle, there it is. You see, you were drawing this 2 years ago. In your brain, you've got five other collections all whirring round.
Always, yeah.
Or 4 others, or at least 4 others all whirring round. So Marion, that one was Meadow, and it's called Meadow.
Yeah. The rest of them will not be that easy. They're not called the same thing.
No. I've got strawberry next.
Yeah, so I would take...
So strawberry's the peony and pink one, isn't it, really, that one? Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at, sort of, there's those little hits of aqua in there, too.
Look. Tula, I can't tell you how many messages we're having of how inspiring you are, how excited you made people watching the show, how much they're loving the show, wanting to know when you're coming back next.
As soon as I get a plane ticket.
Okay, well, we'll start. Do you know what I'll do? I'll get a little tin on the end of my desk.
There you go.
Like a collection
little
tin.
collection tin. That'd be nice.
Or we could all come and see you.
You could.
I've got lots of bedrooms for us all to stay.
Yeah, I do.
There we go. That's the box that we've got here, the strawberry box. There you go. £34. And the other bundle, which is this one.
Yeah, so that
which is called, look, we've done it again. We've run over time again.
Oh.
Dandelion.
Yeah, and that one's sort of more of a mix. So
Yes.
like that one, I would probably put that one with this one again.
Yes.
But just more of the lighter shades.
Yeah.
Right? So more of the lighter shades of that.
The thing is that you don't buy them necessarily to match the whole thing.
No.
Because you know, you're going to have all other colours in there as well, aren't you? So that's just fantastic. Right. The big Aurifil pack, before we go.
Goes with everything.
Goes with everything, and there's just literally a handful left. There's literally just a handful left.
And I mean, if you hold this up to this quilt, you get a real idea of sort of the general palette of how things all work together. So this would make this whole quilt.
Exactly, and these are all the All-Star collection in there,
Yes.
isn't it? This latest collection. Right, sorry, got something else to show. What is it? Oh, all 3 bundles. Oh, yes, if you want all 3 bundles, if you want half a metre of every single fabric, then this is what you have to do. You have to order those 3 codes there, and that will give you 21 metres, half a metre of every single fabric in the All-Stars range. We only done that because we did do a bundle of a mega bundle that sold out. Right. The owl is the most popular of all your animals.
Yes.
Someone wants to know the size of the owl. Do you know off by
I
heart?
think it's about 8 inches, 8.5 inches maybe, tall.
From there?
Yeah.
That was the top?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Look at how I
Well,
know
you
my own
drew it.
fabrics.
8.5
12 years ago.
Yeah, I know. It's fantastic. And also, I know we've got to go now, but in your workroom, you have about 11 machines. Well, I thought it was 8. You said 11 machines.
Well, it
all
was
set up.
8 when I originally filmed the YouTube.
Yeah.
It's now 11.
And why is that? Why do you have 11?
So I'm an international spokesperson for Bernina,
Yep.
and
My
I went to them. So I said, I love your machines. What can I do with you?
Give me 11.
I bought them. They're mine. But so I like to be well versed in every series of machine that they offer. So I make sure that I always have something from every series. So I have my Bernina 350 that I designed actually 2 years ago. Yeah.
Specifically for work that you do, such thing.
Yeah, so it's a 350 special edition. So it's it's what I use for a travel machine, but it's a really sturdy little workhorse.
Yeah, exactly. They are, aren't they? But you have 11 projects on the go at once, do you, in your workroom?
Often, yeah. I'm a finisher. I don't leave things undone.
Unfinished,
so.
no, exactly. Somebody's just asked about how you've used the templates to fussy cut here.
Yeah.
And very, very interesting, because on this one here, you've used the bumblebees actually as, look.
To create sort of a wreath.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
And then again, the flowers and the bumblebees
Every
right
single print is, even the stars, the stripes and the dots here and all the stars are all fussy cut with those templates. That's what the plastic templates are great for.
I can't believe you're going already. I've had a ball. Yeah, bye. Bye. Promise me you'll come back and see us again.
I will definitely come back. This has been so fun.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Such inspiration. Everybody, we've had so many messages saying how inspired they are. Lucy adores you. No, Lucy's on the moment. She was so happy to contact. In fact, everybody I know loves Tula. So thank you very much indeed for coming. I'll see you back in 3 minutes with Lucy. And can I just say it's been such a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure's mine.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
Love Patchwork and Quilting is the best-selling modern quilting magazine that shares your passion for fabric. We publish 13 times a year, featuring must-make projects, essential techniques, interviews, news and reviews from the world of modern quilting. Every issue also comes with a free gift. On the 9th of February, we have a quintessential quilting treat for you. Join me, Natasha McCarty, for an hour of our favourite quilts from our first year on air. At 9 a.m, we'll take a trip down memory lane and look through our famous kits, including the stunning Bargello quilt, a round-the-world quilt kit, and the adorable kitty cat quilt. Bargello quilting is all about the colour, so our expert quilters have carefully selected the perfect palettes for this best-selling kit. The hardest part will be choosing your favourite colour combination, from sweet sorbets, deep jewel tones, bold brights, and not forgetting the infamous rainbow-inspired hues. What a decision! So don't miss out on what's set to be a wonderful hour of our ultimate kits. Tune in at 9 a.m. on the 9th of February, only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678. Don't forget, shopping with us is easy and simple. You can just contact us at 0800 112 4433 and speak to our UK-based call centre to place an order, or shop online with us at www.sewingquarter.com.
Simply Sewing is a magazine for dressmakers and home sewists who are passionate about fabrics and love to sew with stylish patterns. Each issue is packed with technical know-how, templates and easy-to-follow instructions to sew yourself quick wardrobe updates, accessories, plushy toys, gifts, bags and more. Plus, each issue comes with a free dress pattern from our expanding trend-led collection. We're proudly flying the flag for contemporary sewing with stylish patterns and beautiful photography to inspire sewists across the globe at every level.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts.
Sewing Quarter is the UK's first TV channel dedicated to sewing and quilting. On air and behind the scenes, our team of top industry experts work hard to bring you tons of exciting projects. Whether you're into dressmaking, bag making, piecing, patchworking or quilting, you'll learn something new every day from our talented guest designers and fabulous presenters. Our online shop is packed with tools, haberdashery essentials and fabulous fabrics, from simple solids to designer gems. And with our 30-day money-back guarantee and single daily postage charge, you can shop with confidence. So tune in daily on Freeview 78, Sky Channel 678 and shop online at sewingquarter.com.
As soon as you place an order with us, we get to work on making your shopping experience that extra bit special. Our warehouse team pick your items and cut your fabric with the greatest care and precision. Cut fabric is neatly folded and packed in a tissue paper-lined presentation box. And when we're satisfied that it's just perfect, it gets the Sewing Quarter seal of approval. So whether you're giving a gift or treating yourself, you can shop with confidence, knowing your Sewing Quarter purchases will arrive in style.
Oh, it's all going on, all going on. Now, I've got three winners to announce now. You know, we've had the birthday week, we've had the daily competition, the weekly competition, and the block competition. All three, I'm going to announce all three of them now before Lucy starts on her project. So, yesterday, all you had to do to enter was to buy something, to be put, have your name to be put into the raffle. This is what the daily competition person will win. The book, that gorgeous bag. Oh my word, wait till you see who's won. I know this, I don't know this lady, I recognize her name from the screen. Okay, the daily winner is, Lynn Franklin. Take away my what's it then. Lynn Franklin. Lynn Franklin, you have won that daily prize worth over £50, the bag, the book, the fabric and the fat quarters and everything like that. Well done, Lynn. Right, I'll just give that to Wendy Floor. Thank you, Wendy Floor. Now, this one, what you had to do was spend over £30 over the week, this bundle is worth over worth over £700. You get a sewing machine, you get sewing boxes, you get goodies, you get fabric, you get scissors, you get that fabulous bag. Right. The winner of the prize worth over £700 is Georgina Friday. Georgina Friday, this bundle is winging its way, well, not yet because it's on my desk here, but it will be winging its way to you very, very, very soon. Well done, George. What we need a sound effect with the clapping, really, don't we? Yay. Just me, then. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Right, now, I'm going to have to go over... Are you all right, Lucy? Oh, your microphone's muted, we can't hear you anyway. Go off and got what you got to do, and I'll do this on my own. Right, remember we had our block competition where we asked you to design and make a block, right? And the panel whittled it down to 8 finalists, right? So there's going to be a fourth and a third prize of £25 bundle. There's going to be a £50 for the runner-up bundle of fabric, and the winner will get a £100 bundle of fabric. Look at this, gold envelope and everything. It's like the Oscars, isn't it? So congratulations, thank you everybody for entering the competition. These were the 8 finalists here. You've been voting all week for these. And look, right, I'm now going to announce the winners in reverse order. Okay. Hang on a sec. Now, that nearly threw me then, because the winners of the competitions are on here as well, so I just better not read those out. Right. The joint third place are... They haven't got the numbers on, so you look on the back for that person. There, okay. Oh, yes, there we go. So that one and Andrea. So that one is Sue. And that one is Andrea. There you go. Okay, so these two are in joint third place. So you, Andrea Conquianon, it's happened again, Conquianon, and Sue Kilpin, you have both won bundles worth £25 of fabric. The runner-up is, second place, is... Sarah Miller, congratulations. Sarah Miller, you win £50 worth of fabric in a bundle. Love that one, love that one. First place, and I can tell you, if you've been watching all week, the winner is Hannah's favourite. Jean Firth. Jean Firth, you have come first in the block prize, and so a bundle of fabric worth £100 will be winging its way to you this week. Look at the work that's gone into there. Congratulations. Oh, Hannah wants you... I'll just show you the back. Hannah wants you the back, because look how neat it is in the back. She thinks it's so neat. For all time. Right,
it is.
Still of the winners, there they all are. We will be in contact with you very, very, very soon. So now, we're moving on to Lucy's project. For this hour. I have to get a move on. Look, it's 10 past already nearly. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is just your straight lever arch file, but look at the cover that Lucy's made to go with it. Now, we've got 3 different bundles. I've got a Cafe, I've got a Tula, and I've got a... Brain's gone. Amy Butler, that's right, Amy Butler. Right now, but look. Now, today we're just going to be making this cover, but Lucy's going to be talking you through these 3. Oh, it's just 2, because that one's just but this is for your sewing planner. We will be making these on another occasion, but she's going to talk you through it. So the bundles we have available today are to make the outside, right? So there's the Tula one, first of all, which is here. Now, we've made a change this time, because last time we had this fabric in, it wasn't in the bundle, but it's in the bundle this time. So what you get is you get 1.5 meters of fabric. So which one's which? Also, where's the fleece, Wendy? The fleece, there should be some fleece. Okay, there it is. So you get the plastic sheeting, you get the instructions, you get the thread, you get the fleece, and you get the... Oh, okay, so you get half a metre each fabric, and you get half a metre of the plastic sheeting as well. And the fleece, so you get all of that. The instructions, Wendy, are the instructions there as well? She'll bring them in a minute, You do get the instructions, I'll show you those. Well, you saw them on the still, didn't you, there? There you go. We'll go through them in a second. We will go through them in a second. Okay, then the next one is the one that Lucy's going to be demonstrating. She's looking at a watch now. Half a metre of Amy Butler. Half a metre of Amy Butler. Love that fabric. Half a metre of the plastic sheeting. Thread, instructions, fleece, £34.99. I love that. Hang on, so fabric, instructions, fleece. It must be thread that's missing off the graphics there, the writing. Right, £34.99. And then last but not least, Kaif. So you get half a metre of the clouds in magenta. You get half a metre of the teal macaron there. The thread, the plastic sheeting, the fleecing, and you get the instructions as well. £35. Now, I'm going to ask a quick question that I should have asked in prep, but I'm going to ask it now. Do we sell this on its own today or not? We do sell it. So what, can I just explain? What happened last time? We just had this on its own, this plastic sheeting, all sold out before we sold the bundles. So the bundles have all got half a metre of it in, right? But if you just want to buy this on its own, I'll show you here. Sold like fabric by the half metre. Oh, okay, right. So you're buying it like fabric. So if you want to buy a metre and a half of it, say, 3 units, it'll come all joined together. So it's like fabric. It's like fabric. It won't come in 3 different pieces. £2.99. Last time it just completely and utterly sold out within moments. And then, is that your hand on the picture there, then, Lucy? Lucy's instructions. Right. Shall we go? There's more. What did you say? No, there's not. Right. Should we go? Oh, hey, Lucy, it's one of those days today,
I am
isn't it?
all of a flutter.
It's lovely, though, isn't it? Can I just have a stand to put that on? That'd be brilliant. Right, so what's the idea behind this, then? Where did you come up with this idea?
So, well, the idea behind this is I have 2 great loves beyond my family.
Yes, and me.
And you. My 2 great loves are fabric.
Yes, which we know.
Obviously. And stationery.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I adore stationery. I also like covering as many possible things in fabric as I can.
When you went to school, now I know you're a different generation today.
Oh, no, I did. Yes, I did.
But we had to. And all my friends had like sleek brown paper. All my books were covered in whatever wallpaper was left
wallpaper.
over.
I did wallpaper.
Yeah, you didn't see my mum's choice in wallpaper.
I did fabric, sticky back plastic. Oh. I did all those things. I loved it. Loved it.
And that's where this comes from?
So that's where this comes from. So you can use this as a planner. You could use it to store patterns in. Whatever you like, really.
And the thing is, though, you don't just have to put patterns in or anything like that. You could just have it as your daughter or son. You know what I mean? It could be a school folder with a project.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've created this for a lever arch file because, and I have tested it. Lever arch, you know, is a standard size, so the pattern will fit any lever arch file. Yeah. It also fits on the one where the rings poke through the front of the file. Yeah. As well as the ones that don't. Do you see what I mean? So either or, you know, sometimes the rings come up beyond the front of the file, which this one is. Yeah. But it still fits over that beautifully. And lever arch files are very boring.
Yes, they are.
So what I've done...
Well, except that I love... not so much these days because I don't have to put anything in a file, but I like a shelf with all matched lever arch files on them.
Yes.
Can I just point out there's a plastic pocket
there? Yeah, there's a little plastic pocket there, so I should have put something in it, shouldn't I, really? But anyway, and that is a business card size. So on the sizings that I've done for the pattern, you could fit a business card in there, or you could use a business card as a template to make, be small and that. Yeah. To make whatever you know you want to go on there, fit on there, sort of thing.
I've got my business card somewhere in the other room. Get me a card, would you?
you know, obviously I've used the beautiful Tula fabric, and I just fussy cut it, so the placement of the Prince Charming there is on the edge there. And of course,
the bumblebee in the tummy.
the bee. Yeah, so I had to put that
Oh
on
yeah,
the
you
edge
like
there.
bumblebees, don't you?
It's the emblem of my city.
Have you got your necklace on back to front today? Because it kept clanking the other day.
No, this is a different necklace.
Oh, it's got the clasp.
I have
at the
more
front.
than one piece of
Yeah, but it
jewellery.
looks like the clasps. at the
No,
front.
it's a, oh.
Oh yes, because you know Ruth Langsford's got the necklace that you were wearing the other day. As
Oh,
well.
really?
Yeah. Instructions, because these are your instructions, aren't
Yes, this is my pattern, my instructions.
So you don't just get the front page with Lucy's hand and the instructions, but look.
Yeah, that was the prototype one that's on
Yes.
the front there.
So if you do dressmaking, you could photocopy your notes for a project that you're doing there.
And these are absolutely fantastic because it's so I always am forever making notes on all the projects that I'm making. So having something like this, it means you can keep everything organised. You've got it all in there.
What grown-up did you
Ready.
get to do that writing? This writing is posh writing here.
Oh yes, very posh.
Is that you?
No.
Oh, okay. Sewing project.
Wait.
Oh, there's something on the other side
Yeah,
there.
they're double.
So
They're double-sided.
So we're putting all this in.
So all
in
of this comes with the instructions in the kit. So whichever type of sewing you do, you've then got, you know, a notes page to work on. Dot paper. I specified this because I think dot paper is the most useful, especially if planning out quilts.
Yes.
But of course, you could write on that. You can sketch on it. You know, very useful.
When we move forward, there's one thing missing at this, and this is because you're not a dressmaker. My first page would have been a measurement form.
A measurement.
Do you know what I
form.
mean? No, the size on there, but I would have all the measurements you need to take to make a frock.
Going
So
forward,
going
that would be
forward, we
something
can make
we
that
do.
as one of the projects going forward with
Yes,
it.
we can.
Because the first thing, if you're a clothes maker, costume maker, the first thing in the folder for the project is the person's name, and then upper bust, point to point, waist, hip, all that sort of thing.
All
So
those
going forward,
measurements.
we'll do that as well.
Yeah.
So should we get a move on? Because we're a
But
little
there's
bit-
room for you to make notes of that on there.
Yes, exactly.
If you wanted to.
Right.
So I might have to refer to that.
Oh, okay.
So it's, to begin with, incredibly simple. All you're cutting out is 3 pieces. So you have a lining piece, and in this case, I'm using I get the nice folded up one, thanks very much. So I'm using the Amy Butler, so that's going to become my lining,
Yeah.
and then this is my outer. So lining, outer, and fusible, which I've
Yes,
already attached.
which is in there,
So that's stuck on there nicely.
Okay.
And all the measurements are in the pattern. And on the one that I created that there's a picture of there, I put a little piece of patchwork. And in the Tula one as well here, you can see I've just used a strip there, and I've just pieced that into the full measurement. So if you wanted to add some patchwork, you could add in some little squares. You know, I've done some clamshells on the other one. Whatever you wanted to add in, you just, you know, cut your piece,
Yes, of course.
slot that in, so long as the full measurement is the same in the end. Or was it a bit tight?
No, I think this is
Oh,
the
are they
same
a bit
quarter card.
bigger?
Isn't the same size as a normal card. It's
We could just cut
chubbier.
a bit up, couldn't we? Cut a bit off.
Yeah, do that. It's a nice card.
But anyway, we'll fit in there. So that's all you need for that. So you can insert any section, you can put applique on it, obviously, whatever you want to do. But those 3 pieces need to be the same size.
Now, this person, I'm not going to say who it is, but Hannah, the person whose card this is, refuses to give you and me their mobile phone number.
Got it now.
We've got it now. Yep, we've got it now. Right, okay.
Okay.
So, sorry, Lucy.
So from here, again, it's really entirely up to you how you might want to embellish this.
Right.
But there are a few things that you need to do first. So on the spine here, if I can show you, if we open that out, I've got lines of stitching either side here, and obviously I've done it in
spine.
coordinating thread, but you can just see it there. So I've got 2 lines of stitching here and 2 lines of stitching here, and that just denotes where the spine
yes,
is
yeah.
for you to fold, and then we put the vinyl on it as well.
Okay.
So those are the first
Use that lovely Aurifil thread
steps
to
that
do
we need to do. Well, I actually did.
Oh, there you go.
That is Aurifil. So to do that, you're just going to fold the front piece in half. Now you want to just be careful because it will want to fold in on itself. Do you see
Yes.
what I mean? So just tuck that bit out of the way and just fold it in half, and you can just
You could use
give
your
it a
ruler,
crease.
your long ruler, to kind of just butt the
Yes,
line
you
in,
could.
couldn't
I mean,
you?
or you can measure it or
Yeah.
whatever, but I can see there that there's a crease. You might not be able to see it at home, but
No,
I
they
can
won't.
see it. So I'm just lining up on the crease, and I'm going to do a measurement 1.5 inches from the centre.
All these things you're saying, are they all on here?
They're all on there.
So you don't need to
They're
worry
all
about
in
them.
the instructions. No,
Yeah.
I'm just.
Oh,
you
and
know.
that's using a Hera marker.
So I'm using the Hera marker, which is my absolute favourite tool for marking on fabric.
Yeah.
I do use the washable pen as well, sometimes a pencil, but this is my favourite tool. It's just slanted and has this slight point with a curved edge, and what that does is just creases the fabric.
And what happens is it kind of makes like a sheeny line, so it doesn't mark the fabric,
No.
but it makes it like a sheeny crease. We haven't got them here today. They're available on the website if you want those. In Sashiko, they use them a lot in Sashiko.
Yes. And it's fabulous for marking quilts. It's very, very simple to use, just in the same way you use a rotary cutter.
Donna says, I run a craft and sewing club at our local school. This is perfect for organising my projects.
Fabulous. Wonderful.
Which colour are you going for, Donna? Do you know what? When I did my teaching practice, you have to do what you're going to teach over the 12 weeks, and then you have to do your lesson plans and everything like that. So you end up with hundreds of these. They'd be quite nice if you're a teacher and you've got all your notes in there and everything, rather than just carrying in a cardboard, whatever.
Yeah, and it's more personalised, isn't it? And you can put your name on it, whatever
Yeah.
you want to do. So I will just say, when using a Hera marker, you
sorry.
don't want to go backwards and forwards. You just want to do it in one sweeping
don't go
line.
backwards
So
and
you
forwards.
don't.
Okay.
So like with a rotary cutter, you wouldn't
Yeah.
do that. You don't do that with this either, because otherwise you get funny creases.
Yes.
So you can do that. And if you use the Hera marker for quilting as well, for marking quilting lines on a quilt, it actually does help to baste your quilt slightly, because you've got that indentation in
okay.
it.
Yeah.
So I find that incredibly useful. So I've got those 2 lines there. So all I'm going to do is stitch on that line and then do another stitch outside of the lines about 1/8 of an inch
Okay,
away.
so just two, okay.
Yeah.
Like tram lines, 2 lots of tram lines.
Like tram lines,
While
yes.
you're stitching that, Emily sent an email in. She's going to make one for her granddaughter, who does
lovely.
textile GCSE.
Fabulous. And that I've just put my
You're walking.
walking foot on there.
Oh, Hannah, remind me after the show, just say walking foot to me. Yeah, not now, after the show. Yeah, write it on your list. Write it on your list. Can you do it without a walking foot? Yes, you can. No, well, you wouldn't, because you love use. If you've got a walking foot, use it. But if you haven't got a walking foot, you still can do it.
You can.
I know, don't pull that face, because some of our other experts don't use a walking
No,
foot.
sorry, no, you can. And because you're using fusible fleece rather than wadding, it's not going to shift.
No.
If it was wadding, then I would say no.
Exactly.
But because it's fusible fleece,
Yeah.
yes. Now, I will just say, with the walking foot, it's got like little lines on it.
Yeah.
So I use these lines as a guide to match up with my line of stitching. Can you see
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
So that they're going to end up, so I'm straight and it's going to
Yes.
end up
Yeah.
nice and neat.
I think Tula would miss it if that quilt didn't go home.
Possibly. Possibly she might.
Anyway. So you're just doing your 2 line stitching either side of the spine of the
Yes.
folder.
Yeah, so just on the line that I've marked and then just using my foot as a guide to
Yeah.
help me do the second line.
And for people who don't know what a walking foot is, what's it actually doing for you?
A walking foot is also known as an even feed or a dual feed foot. And what that does is it means that it has feed dogs on the bottom of the walking foot, like you have on the bottom of your machine, and it guides the fabric through at an even rate.
Yeah.
If you don't have the feet on the top, then the bottom fabric is going through slightly quicker than the top fabric. So when you're quilting, it makes such a... I mean, you can quilt without one, but
Yeah.
when you try it, you realise the difference that it makes.
The 680 machine comes with a walking foot, but if you haven't got a walking foot, they do sell them on the website. Just check you've got the right shank size for the walking foot. Yours won't look like that one. The one we sell on the web doesn't look identical to that one, but it will fit that machine. Oh, okay, if you have any questions about it, if you speak to the customer, like the Westerly rulers, they have a list of which size will fit which machine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's my 2 lines of stitching there.
Yeah.
And then the measurements are in the pattern. I've got a little piece of vinyl.
Right.
And what I'm going to do is sew that to the front now.
Right, check your piece of cardboard that you're going to put in it, because if you're not going to put a business card in it, but you might put a piece of cardboard in it with your whatever you've got. Just check the width of that with your cardboard.
Yeah, and you can make it slightly wider because it can be tricky to see the very edges. So as you're stitching, if your stitches go in a bit too far, then it's going to be harder to fit things in. So you could make it slightly wider if you want to have that bit of give. The other thing I will say is a little tip. On this one here, you'll notice at the bottom of where I've stitched the vinyl on, it's curved. Can you see there?
Around the edges, yeah, there.
It's curved. So it's only a small little piece. So to get that curve, to cut that curve out of the vinyl, I use toenail clippers.
I thought you were going to say you use your toenails.
No, I use toenail clippers. So that's a paper crafting tip to get a rounded corner. If you've got a punch, you could use that, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you don't have paper crafting supplies, use a toenail clipper and that will give you a nice curved corner.
Or you could draw around a penny edge.
Yes, you could draw around a penny edge. It's not quite as exciting as using clippers.
How big were your toenail clippers, though?
Well, not nail clippers because they're too small.
Well, no, because Amy, the nail lady, bought me my clippers for my hands. And they're like this.
Yeah, if you've got a big one, that's even better.
I'm saying nothing.
So...
hang on, I've got to say something.
Yes.
The clear plastic in the kit is in the kit, but if you're buying it by the half metre, over hundreds of you have bought it already. Right, sorry.
So I have given you a measurement to mark down from the top. So I position this 4 inches from the top edge of the fabric. So that's before we've sewn anything together. This is why I do it now. Because if you like to have things nice and organised and you're going to make more than one and you're going to stack them up on your shelves beautifully, you want all of those labels in the same place. So it seems like a silly thing to measure this, but it means that they're all going to sit neatly together. If you wanted to have it lower down or whatever, you can move it, but
if you
I would keep them the same.
Write it on one of your notes in your folder.
Exactly.
Somebody's asked if we sell the pattern on its own. Sadly, we don't. But you know what I always say in these situations? Buy the bundle, because you're always going to use... You know what I mean? You might have a fabric that is your school colours, something like that you want to use it. The 6 fabrics we've got here, 2 in each bundle, they're all gorgeous. You're going to use them in your stash. You're always going to use your fusible fleece. You can always use the plastics. Well, if you're going to make it in a different colour, you want to use the plastic. So I'm sorry we don't sell the instructions on their own, but I always think that the bundles that come with the instructions are good for your stash anyway.
Yeah, and they're good value. And, you know, there's a nice range there. So there's something for everybody's taste. Okay. And you will have, if you're using one for lining and one for the outer, you will have little bits left over.
Good.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I've measured 4 inches down, and then I'm just going to centre it between those lines.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just eyeballing, making sure it's centred.
You won't be able to see that, can you? Is this shiny? There it is, there it is.
So the tricky bit now is you can't pin that because you'll make a hole in the vinyl. So you have to very carefully keep it in position.
And you've not used a glue stick or anything?
No, I know. Very unlike me.
It is.
And
it's
take
all right
it
just
to your
sew
machine.
through the plastic, is it?
Oh yeah, I'm sewing
with
through the
normal
plastic.
Needle?
Yep, normal needle.
Yep. Have you curved the corners?
Normal needle. I haven't, because I didn't bring my toenail clippers into the show. I thought that was perhaps going slightly too far.
Well, yes. But they're not yours, they're your husband's, aren't they?
Well...
No, ladies don't have to do things like that.
No, of course we don't. My toenails magically take care of themselves.
Yes.
Now...
Oh, yes.
If you have a locking stitch on your machine, now's the time to use it, because that gives you a really nice, neat finish on the top.
Right.
If you don't have a locking stitch, you're going to have to go backwards and forwards. And if you're going backwards and forwards, I would go over the top of the vinyl to secure
Beyond
it,
the-
so
yeah,
that when
beyond the
you're
band, yeah.
slipping a label in and out, which you're not going to do very often, but you don't want to damage it. So just go over the top of the vinyl ever so slightly. Now I'm still using my walking foot. If you
Yeah.
don't have a walking foot, use whatever foot you have.
Your normal
You might have a Teflon foot.
Yes.
So you could use that.
Is that the same as a roll? No, it's not the same as a roller foot, is it? A Teflon
No.
foot? No.
People sometimes find sewing with vinyl quite tricky. And when we come to do the inner parts, I'll be doing more sewing with vinyl. But the bit that's tricky about it is that it sticks to your machine. What's nice about sewing this on, it's not, the vinyl's not touching the machine,
Yes,
so it's
exactly.
easy.
Yeah.
So it's really no different. So I'm going to do a locking stitch first of all.
So if you've not got a walking foot, could you use that, you know, the see-through appliqué foot? Then you can see where exactly your plastic is.
Yes, yeah. It's still quite tricky to see. I'm not.
Do you
I'm not.
want to borrow my glasses?
I've got some. It's not really difficult, but it might depend on the light, and this might be something that you want to do during the day rather than at night. The other thing you can do.
Let's try one of our lovely daylight lamps.
Yes, a daylight lamp would be fabulous. The other thing that you can do is just sew it in a rectangle and then just nip the corners off afterwards. You know, if you didn't want them curved, you just you want to really cut them off. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to do it straight.
Are you going to use the Tula? Oh no, you can't. They've gone.
Oh, I haven't got any scissors, have I?
No, exactly. They knew exactly what you were like. You're putting them in your bag. They've all sold out anyway.
Oh, well done if you got them, because they are beautiful. So then as I get up to the top edge of the vinyl, I want to just go slowly and then do another locking stitch just to secure that in place.
Yeah.
And that's it. So then we've got a little pocket there to put our label in. There we go. So I've just gone around the 3 edges in a rectangle.
And then you're just going to get your little snippers and snip the corners off there. Where is it?
Yeah, this bottom, bottom edge. And if your stitches went in a bit too far, you could trim down that edge as well. But it's hard to cut a straight line.
Oh,
so
no,
I
I don't think that matters so much.
I would
but
be
I think
careful.
the corner could be... Oh, no, it's actually all right. It's all right. It's not like that. You see the corner there?
No,
I was thinking it was going to be sharp, but it's not going to be sharp, is it?
No, well, you've got some over there, haven't you? But it is pliable.
Yes.
It's a really, really... I've said this last time. It's such a lovely
good
plasticky
quality,
thing. Yes,
right,
it is.
And hundreds of you bought that, by the way. It's £2.99 for half a metre. Loads of that's gone.
Okay, so that's that central section done. So what we can do now is do some quilting.
Oh, okay.
So on this one, if we can get a
so
close
you're not doing a panel on this one?
I haven't done a panel on this one, so I'm just going to do quilting. But on this one, I used one of the decorative stitches on the machine.
Will you be able to see that on our
Yep.
Yes, director, Lucy says. Just because we can see it on that screen doesn't mean...
So it was a little round and a point and a round, and it just goes all the way down the side of the panel. So I'm on a mission to encourage people to use the decorative stitches on their machine. So you can go ahead, so whichever fabric you're using, you can find something that's going to work with it. And you don't have to, but I would recommend it because it does just add a nice bit of texture and just keep everything secure.
You know, Joe Carter's bought one of these, don't you? These sewing machines.
Yes.
Last Friday, was it last Friday I was on with her and she said...
We were messaging each other. I was like, welcome to the club.
She said, I've got nothing to do this tonight, so I'm going to sit at home and play with my machine. I was like, you've got a family who haven't seen you for the whole week. And she's like, Yes,
but she's got sewing to do, hasn't she? So let's have a look. You can just pick one to work with. I'm going to go with... I know, I can't help it. I'm going to do like a brackety one to go with the stationery theme.
Go on then. Is your foot down? That might be why it's not working.
Honestly. I told you I'm all of a flutter today.
I could hear it beeping and like your face was a picture.
Ooh.
Got very quiet, Lucy.
I know, I'm concentrating. My husband always says this bit's cheating because I'm letting the machine do all the work.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, last time he said that, I said, well, you have a go then.
How many lines of that stitching are you going to do?
Well, I mean, you can do as many as
No, but now, because I was going to go and do bundles.
Yeah, well, I might do just one more.
Okay, then.
But you see, it just adds a nice little bit of texture in there.
Oh, yes, that's like the Casualty Heartbeat one you've picked there, is it?
Yes, I like that one. It's
oh,
like
no,
those...
No, I take it back,
No, it isn't quite. It's like those fancy brackets.
Those brackets, they're called?
Fancy brackets.
Oh, we're going to do the technical term. You know the way they go like that, when they include something, it's like that. All right, you carry on doing that. I'm going to go and do bundles, if that's all right.
Of course.
Yeah, just Lucy bundles, yeah. Honestly, Hannah thinks I must be deaf today. Right. Just today. Right, the 3 bundles I've got, the one that Lucy's... Oh, yeah, I'm going to that one first. The aim bundle one, the one that Lucy's making, you get 1/2 metre of this fabric, 1/2 metre of this fabric, 1/2 metre of the plastic fabric, you get the thread, you get the vinyl, and you get the instructions with all those lovely sheets to put inside as well. £34.99. Okay, Tula, you get 1/2 metre of Raccoon in agave, I think that one is. Upside down Raccoon there. 1/2 metre of Prince Charming. Prince Charming, Prince Charming. Ridicule is nothing to be scared of. Prince Charming. Diana Dawes was in that one, wasn't she? Prince Charming. What? Oh! Thread, plastic thingy instructions, £34.99. She's just realised how much little time she's got left and she's telling me to hurry up now. The Cafe one, 1/2 metre of Spectrum Solid, 1/2 metre of Clouds in magenta, thread, plastic, fleece, instructions, still. Right, go on then, I'll shut up now then.
Come back. Okay, so I've done just a little bit.
Yes.
So
you haven't done it through the lining then, you've only done it through the main fabric.
Only on the front. So on the back is just the fleece. I've never had a problem quilting with fleece as the backing. If it's something that bothers you, you can of course put a muslin or something underneath should you want to. But it isn't the same as wadding, and it's much more pressed.
Yes.
So you don't need to worry about that.
I might just, I don't know if Wendy's going to reach that. Wendy's just been told to go back to this, go back to this.
Okay, so what I've done is I've just layered it up. So I've got my main fabric there and my lining fabric, and I'm just putting them right sides together. Now, because they are long pieces, they do want to shift about. So I would definitely pin. And if you choose to put the vinyl, piece slightly higher, just be ever so careful that you're not putting a pin through it.
Yes, exactly.
Because you can't get that out then once that's done. So all I'm going to sew now is just the 2 short edges. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm just doing 1/4 inch. Oh. Not a decorative 1/4 inch, just a regular 1/4 inch. Oh, honestly. There we go. Just down the 2 short edges, okay?
Leaving the walking, so you just do
I'm just leave it with, because I'm going through those 3 layers, so.
But also, it doesn't upset your machine if you're doing something with wadding in or sandwich and then you go to a couple of pieces of fabric. You can still sew a straight line with the walking foot on, can't you?
Yes, because quite often what I will do is quilt my quilt, and then I've got to sew my binding strips together. And so obviously that's just 2 layers of fabric, and I just keep my walking foot on.
Yes, so it doesn't harm your machine or your walking foot to do that, does it?
No.
Do it, I was going to say, do it. We've only got a few minutes left. I've got a big roundup today, though, haven't I?
Okay, so I'm just switching over to the other side. This is just the other short edge.
I'm being a good boy and being quiet, see, while Lucy does her sewing, otherwise she gets angry. Because now we've proved that I can sew cross-cushion together in next to no time. I could be doing your soap for you.
Let's not
Oh,
talk
there's no
about
pins
that.
in here.
Okay, so the next step I'm about to do isn't actually in the instructions.
Oh,
it's
right.
not necessary.
But?
However, what I like to do is, so this is now a big tube, okay?
Yes.
Is turn it through
Yeah,
so that it's wrong sides together.
yeah.
Just roll this edge with your fingers and top stitch along
so it
here.
doesn't say to stop top stitch in the instructions.
It doesn't, because it's not necessary. However, I think it just gives a nice finishing touch on the inside. So all I'm going to do is just very quickly and probably slightly messily
I've done that as well.
top
Are they in
stitch
the three
these
houses,
edges.
Wendy? I'm just asking Wendy if she's put the fabrics in the three houses or it's all the whole big stash. No, it doesn't matter. It's fine. No, don't worry, Wendy, it's fine.
So I'm just, I'm just rolling it with my fingers to press. You can press it with an iron, obviously, if you're doing it at home.
Of course. Well, I've got an iron if you want it.
Oh, I haven't got time.
The iron's off now.
Okay, that's fine. Oh,
What's the matter?
I just have to reset it.
Okay. You need that there, Wendy, as well. She's like a bit of a ninja, isn't she? That's going fast. Look at that.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I'm going to turn it back through.
Oh, okay.
So that's just an added little extra,
Yes, yeah.
if you want to. So I'm going to turn it back through.
Yeah.
Make sure that that's, just make sure that's lined up. Get it nice and flat.
Yeah.
And then what I'm going to do is mark on a line that is 5 1/4 inches away from the edge.
Now, from the edge or from the seam?
From the edge. Ignore the seam.
Okay.
From the edge.
Right.
Okay, so 5 1/4.
Oh, yes, because you haven't got the tin for that.
And I'm just going to mark it top and bottom.
5 1/4.
5 1/4, and I'm doing that on all sides. Okay.
Yeah.
From the edge, ignore the seam. From the very edge.
Oh, I know what I forgot to mention very quickly.
Yes.
Rachel and her husband, Rachel was sewing in her kitchen the other day, Rachel who watches us. She was sewing in the kitchen and her husband came into the kitchen and he went, he's called Jamie, by the way. While Rachel is finishing this Easter wreath, I'll take you through the bundles. And he's this whole impression of me, right? They put it on our new Facebook page, Facebook fans, right? How many people's husbands do impressions of me? So I'm going to do, I've said to the big bosses, we need to do a competition of the best husband's impression of me. Anyway, carry on.
Hilarious.
So that's Jamie and Rachel, that is.
So I'm using that as a guide. I could mark that with my Hera marker, so I've got a crease there. And what I'm going to do, you ready?
Yeah.
Is from that point, fold it in.
Yes.
Okay.
So are you creating this here?
Yes. So top and bottom, so that it's folded in.
Yeah.
So this is going to be your flap.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to sort of wiggle it about a bit to get the top and bottom on that mark. And if you wanted to mark the other side as well, you can, to make sure that you're really accurate. You want everything lined up. I have to go in a bit more.
So, doing that bit there,
Yeah.
that fold back bit there.
Get everything lined up and then pin it. Okay? So top and bottom. And what you want to do again is just get your hand in.
Yeah.
And from the front cover side, just make sure that that is all nicely pressed out here inside, so you don't have any folds. Okay? And then I'm just going to pin that in place.
Okay. We've got 10 minutes.
Okay. So you can see there what I've done, and then that's like a gap, and that's how it's meant to be.
Yes.
So that's going in to create your flap.
Okay. You do the same on this
and
side.
then you do the same on this side.
Petra says, good morning, John and Lucy. The sewing planner and the cover are just what I need. Is it possible? Oh no, I'm sorry. You can't, like I just said, you can't get the pattern and plan sheets on their own at this moment because, but as I say, if you get it all as a bundle, you get those, and then you've also got your stash if you don't want to use these fabrics. But it is a whole thing. Not yet. Morning, John and Lucy, says Angela. Enjoying the show. I was wondering if you could use... Okay, a piece of clear, sticky tape to hold the vinyl on the spine when you're sewing.
Yes, you could.
Like washi tape. Can you get washi tape clear?
That's what I did the first time that I did it. No, you can just use washi tape. It doesn't matter. So anything that's not going to mark it, you know, or leave glue. So then what we're going to do is...
So yes, Angela is the answer.
Yes, you can. Good thinking. Yes. I should have said that and forgot. So then you're just going to pin all of that in place. Make sure this section's pinned here where it's tucked underneath.
Yeah.
Put a pin in here just to make sure that's held in place all the way along.
Oh, dear, Hannah came in her best clothes today. Did you notice?
I love that shirt she's wearing, yes.
Yeah, but she's very highly excitable. She just nearly fell off a chair then. I'm doing Slimming World. Can Lucy show how to make a fabric cover for the Slimming World diary pack?
I don't know what size that is.
No.
But we will be doing other sizes.
There
Possibly.
you go. There you go.
Yes.
So you'll have to send in, because other Slimming Worlds are available. No, that didn't come out right, did it? But you know what I mean? Other food regimes.
Yes. So I'm going to sew all the way along, and I'm going to do it on the other side, but I've got to leave a gap on one side.
So now, hang on, you've pinned that one all there, but you haven't pinned...
because I haven't got time.
Okay.
So I'm going to pin all the way along down one side.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, dear. And then on the other side, I'm going to leave a gap for turning through.
While Lucy's saying that, I've got to remind you that Tula's doing a Facebook Live at 12:15 on the dot. It's not with me. It's not with me. They didn't want me. No, they didn't. Oh, okay.
You're funny.
Yeah, oh, no. It's going to be Hannah, not our Hannah upstairs. That's not why she's got her best clothes on. They're not her best clothes, but, you know. Well, no, because her best clothes are like her red boots and the fishnet tights that she wears to go out into Magic Door with a little handbag, isn't it? But, yes. But it's with, is her name named Joan? One of our sister magazines, anyway. And Hannah from marketing will be doing that.
So when you're going to leave a gap, leave it in the middle.
Yes.
Don't leave it on the flap.
As it were.
As it were.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
Well, yeah, it is. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
So that flap is like a knife pleat that you've put into the fabric, isn't it?
Exactly.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How big a gap are you leaving?
I don't know. I'm just guesstimating. Probably that's slightly too large.
Is it what, Hannah? Is it in the instructions?
Yes, this is all in the instructions. Yeah. Follow the nicely written instructions.
Did you write
Not
them
me,
then?
hurriedly. Yes.
All right.
I'm under pressure.
Yeah. That's a song. Oh, David Bowie.
And you want to, it is. You want to backstitch
at the ends.
All the ends and where you leave the gap.
Okay.
Make sure you take out all the pins so you don't
Oh, you've just broken
yourself.
my dream.
What's your dream?
My dream was you gave me a quilt on the show to waft, right? And it had pins in it, and they were sticking out, and they kept snagging me. And
how awful!
No, it doesn't mean. It
means the opposite.
It means the opposite, doesn't it?
It means how much I care.
Yeah, it's how much I didn't leave pins in for you to snag yourself.
No.
Oh, that's brilliant. So the things are already sewn in. The flaps are already sewn in now.
Yeah, the flaps are sewn in. So you just fold it like that. Fold those through. So when you first do it, you sort of think you've done something wrong, but you haven't.
Do you want Derek the Dobber?
Well, we'll be all right, just for
Be all
now.
right. He's not here anyway. Oh, there he is.
So you can turn those through. I haven't trimmed the corners, and to be honest, I didn't on any of them, because to me, it's not crucial that they're really pointy. And the file itself will help turn them through anyway.
Yeah.
So now you're just left with a gap.
Yeah.
So you just turn that under, and I would hand stitch this
Okay.
closed,
Okay.
okay? Because you can't top stitch over the flaps.
Oh, no, 'cause it makes
so
it too
if you
small,
want to
don't you?
top stitch this closed on your machine, you're going to have to go
From there
to there.
Yeah.
If you want to top stitch
Yes.
it.
Okay.
Okay, but otherwise just do an invisible
Okay.
stitch.
David and Susan have asked,
by hand.
what's the quilt behind us? It's one of Tula's, and it's from the All Stars collection, which I'll be recapping in a second. Okay.
So then all you need is a file.
Oh.
And that's it. And I left a gap in the top on this one because I wasn't concentrating. But what I would do is leave your gap on the bottom so that
Yes.
if you're hand stitching it, it's going to be on that bottom. It's going to be along that bottom edge, isn't it?
Well, do you want to put that one in this, or is it, or just show you on here?
Well,
so basically,
yeah.
that's the same as that side there.
Yes.
And then this, because obviously the lining fabric is there, and then you've just got your 2 flaps coming over the side there, which Lucy's got there.
Yep.
Okay?
And then if you wanted, you know, I think make one and, you know, get used to it and how it comes together. You know, you could put a label in here with your name, or, you know, there are lots of ways that you could personalise this.
Exactly. Now, we're going to make these on another day.
We are.
But you wanted to talk about a couple of things,
it's going to be coming up. So, with extra vinyl that you have,
Yes.
save the vinyl.
Oh, but you've got half a metre. Anyway,
Yes.
you've only used that much, haven't you?
Yeah. So what I've created here is a zip pocket.
Yeah.
So that fits pens in or whatever you might want to use. And grommets, so obviously it goes in the file. And then this one is a fabric pocket with a popper on.
Do you want to get the, have you got the poppers in
And
your,
you
I
can
haven't
put
got
things
anything.
in there, yes. Now, to make these,
Yeah, I haven't got any.
so then I've just used the grommets. So these will be upcoming, and we'll do this on another show. But I used this bit of kit,
Right, okay.
which I really enjoyed
Right,
using.
okay, let me just take these out, because you don't get the pliers in the kit, or those grommets there in the kit.
No,
Where's
sorry.
the, you don't just shut there, I'll show you what they're real. I'm here, don't worry, keep going, keep going.
So you
I'm
get
here.
all of the poppers in there, and you get little extra dividers. So if you didn't want to keep the pliers in, as I had done, you can slot the extra ones in to create more, do you see what I mean?
Dividers, yeah.
More little things.
This is how yours will arrive, all beautifully packaged like that. You get all the eyelets in there. No, not called eyelets, they're called snaps.
Snaps.
All the snaps in
All
there.
the different colours.
All the different colours and everything. But you will need to get one of these as well.
And that's what makes the difference. Anyone that's used those little individual ones previously, they're horrendous.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
very difficult to get them in. These, brilliant. The pliers work beautifully. And then what I would recommend is with the pliers, you get the instructions. I'm sorry. You get the instructions for how to attach it.
Yes.
Okay, so this is on the back
Of the packet
packaging.
that this comes on, yeah.
What I would do is keep this, because if you attach a snap and then you put them away and you don't use them for a little while, it's very easy to forget which bit you're supposed to put on the plier and which way it works. And
Yes,
there's just a little diagram there that shows you how to do it. So I peeled that off and I keep it
Well, I was going to
with
say, because
the set.
you've got a pocket here that you can keep the pliers in, so you never lose, not pliers, the fasteners in to go in there, and then literally you can just keep the cardboard in there, because look at all the gorgeous colours you get there.
Yeah.
I think just come back in
And
stock.
they're really, you could see I was struggling a little bit because, can you hear it?
It's a proper snap, isn't it? Yeah.
Snap.
Brilliant.
Snap. It's really good quality. Grommets, very, very quickly.
Go on then.
The grommets that I was given are fabulous. I've used grommets before. I had to enlist the help of my husband. It was a real struggle. I did not enjoy it. These are fantastic, so easy to use. I was able to do it myself. It still involves a hammer.
A hammer, and also a piece of, of wood.
Or a sort of
underneath it,
mallet.
yeah.
No, it comes with a piece of metal
Oh.
that you use to attach it.
Okay,
It's
brilliant.
very, very simple. They went in with no problem.
Okay, but where
And a
did
lovely
you,
finish.
Where did you bang it on just a normal table?
No, it's a piece of metal and you put it on. I did it on the floor.
No, that's
I did it on the
I
floor.
know you get the piece of metal, but I always say put a chopping board or something underneath if you're doing it on your best dining room table. That's all.
I wouldn't even do it on the table.
No.
I would do it on the floor.
There you go.
Not a carpeted floor.
Not a what?
Not a carpeted floor, because you don't have enough pressure.
that.
Yes.
The garage floor is the best.
Yes, something
When
like
are you
that.
back?
Concrete floor, kitchen floor.
I've got to go.
Next week, Wednesday, I think.
Oh, not with me then. Bye.
Wednesday and Thursday.
No.
Oh, well.
Right. Gosh. Thank you, Lucy. Always a joy. Right. We've had an incredible, fabulous set. It's been just fun, hasn't it? Really, really lovely fun. Tula Pink, what I've got left to show you from the Tula Pink range. Oh, okay, we're doing the fabric first. Okay, don't worry, I'll do this one side. Right, we had, this morning, they've all sold out. We had a mega bundle where you see all these fabrics, right? You get 21 meters of fabric, right? Now, I'll explain that in a second. So 21 meters of fabric, right? You got half a meter of each. That has sold out. So what you now need to do is if you want half a meter of each, I could put that back in, half a meter of each, you need to order these 3 codes to get half a meter. Then you get half a meter of every single piece of the All Stars collection. 313.47. The mega bundles all sold out. You can buy them by the half meter. That's all on the website underneath there. And we also had 3 bundles that were in the different colorways. These aren't the 3 bundles. These are not the 3 bundles. The 3 bundles were done colorways. Have a look at this. Dusk is the first one. So that's what it is. It's all the ones from the Dusk range with the pom-poms, the stripes, and the patterns. £104.49 if you just want that, 7 meters of fabric. But you can also buy Campfire, which has another 7 meters of the fabric there. They're all the pinks and the yellows and the oranges and beautiful, beautiful colouring. Campfire is the most popular of the individual ones so far, £104.49. You get 7 meters of fabric. But then there's also Meadow, which is the other greeny, bluey ones, look, with the splashes of red. You can also buy that as a bundle for £104.49. But if you, like I said, if you did want all of these, this is what you get. This is exactly what you get, half a meter of each of these. You have to buy all 3 bundles. You need to buy all 3 bundles. It's gorgeous. So you get half a meter of every single fabric. There they are. But you do need to order those 3 codes together. So either ring the call centre and they'll help you out, or write those codes down quickly. And, oh, well, actually, they're all the same, aren't they? OYGC, 99, 77, and 22. Okay, now, what we also had in the Tula Hour, there's a couple left, that's all. There's a couple left. Well, there's a couple left. That's limited, isn't it? A couple left. £149.99. You get 9,000 meters of Aurifil cotton thread. All weight 50 weight. No brown. You won't find any brown in there at all. Very, very difficult to source it. Look at the front of the box. Very difficult to source in this country. And then this one here. Now, somebody said to Tula, when you're sewing a quilt and you're putting red, and you're putting blue, and you're putting green, you're putting white, how do the colours? She said, well, most of the time I have to change the thread because it can't be having. Then she came up with this, right? She put this variegated threads, Aurifil variegated threads together in a pack there. You get 10 of them. She said she can't better this. She won't be doing a different, this is it. This is it. Almost changing colour. And look on the front, right? Picture of her drawn by herself on the front. And she said she did a few tweaks, did her hair a bit different, whitened her teeth. Well over half the stock of that one has gone. £34.19. Right now, the menu for tomorrow. Now, I'm not in for 2 days, so is it Natasha back tomorrow? Natasha's back tomorrow. This is what Natasha's got tomorrow. Jess Entwistle's in. Oh, I've seen her doing these on Instagram. Table mat and runner at 8 o'clock. Then we've got a cats and dogs cushion with Victoria Pete at 9. Family apron set with Jen Entwistle at 10. And 11 o'clock, bunny, purse and quilt with Victoria Pete. That's a nice day. It's a lovely day, that one. To be full of laughs, that one. So thanks ever so much for your company today. Thank you for all. I'm sorry I didn't get to read anywhere near half the messages out, but it was so busy and I was enthralled, absolutely enthralled by Tula. And we'll definitely make sure she comes back. Don't forget, she's doing a Facebook Live at 12:15 from the studio here at 12:15 with Hannah from marketing and I think it's Joan from Love Patchwork and Quilting. But don't quote me on that one, but they'll be in here at 12:15. I'm having 2 days off now. Hooray. I'll be back at the weekend though, Saturday and Sunday. So I'm just going to say thank you ever so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all your support as well. And thank you for all the lovely messages on Facebook. It really does touch my heart. I can't tell you. Okay, take care. I'll see you on Saturday. You'll see Natasha tomorrow.
On the 9th of February, we have a quintessential quilting treat for you. Join me, Natasha McCarty, for an hour of our favourite quilts from our first year on air. At 9 a.m, we'll take a trip down memory lane and look through our famous kits, including the stunning Bargello quilt, a round-the-world quilt kit and the adorable kitty cat quilt. Bargello quilting is all about the colour, so our expert quilters have carefully selected the perfect palettes for this best-selling kit. The hardest part will be choosing your favourite colour combination, from sweet sorbets, deep jewel tones, bold brights, and not forgetting the infamous rainbow-inspired hues. What a decision! So don't miss out on what's set to be a wonderful hour of our ultimate kits. Tune in at 9 a.m. on the 9th of February, only on 7 Quarter, Freeview Channel 78 and Sky Channel 678.